I got them boys, dog. I'm trying to tell you, boy.
You can't catch me, boy.
Don't upset me, boy.
Touch me, my dog gon' wet you, boy.
Never disrespect me, boy.
Dog, you better check your boy. Cause I'll never 38 you, I'll take you, boy.
Pray God protect you, boy. Go in the zone just like he let
I
you,
know you
boy.
wanna go home, but we gon' let you, boy. And if the money ain't right, you better stretch you,
Cause
boy.
when I got that bird, I'ma sweat you, boy.
You see us round in the Lexus, boy.
Tell me rap a lot like a Texas, boy.
And if you ain't slipping, slide direct you, boy. And give me 50 fish out my section, boy. You disrespect the hoes like you sexes, boy.
You know a nigga keep us with wrestling, boy. I don't mean no harm to protection, boy.
And we can shoot it out like a western, boy. I suggest you don't be fucking with me.
And if you don't wanna die,
Don't be fucking with me.
don't wanna lose a life,
Don't be fucking with me.
and if you ain't slipping slide, don't be fucking with me.
I suggest you don't be fucking with me.
And if you don't wanna die,
Don't be fucking with me.
don't wanna lose a life,
Don't be fucking with me.
and if you ain't slipping slide, don't be fucking
I
with
went
me.
ahead and bought the Benzo, boy. This for 20 is Lorenzo's, boy. And the big crib is Kinder, boy. The Fioroni with them bulletproof windows, boy. Cause them Jack was, you know they got the engine, boy. Fuck about Benji, boy. I got a place I send you, boy. In the clip I lend you, boy. Get a more than a real nigga send you, boy. Like a ninja, boy. And I want every dime that you got, boy. I need some D's on my drop, boy. And 2 keys in the spot, boy. See them real niggas just won't stop, boy. We on top, boy.
So I suggest you don't be fucking with me. And if you don't wanna die, don't be fucking with me. Don't wanna lose a life,
Don't be fucking with me.
and if you ain't slipping slide, don't be fucking with me.
You can't fuck with the South, boy. Watch your mind, boy. Fucking with the tribe in this game will take you out, boy. In 95 South, find another route, boy. It ain't hard for to show you what we found, boy. Nigga dead without a trace, boy.
I'm at your funeral, I can't see your face, boy.
Your brain is the terror and the waste, boy. You live way too fast for the pace, boy. Ain't no thing for me to catch another case, boy. Stay in place, boy. Cause I had you raised, boy.
When the shit hit the fan, you gon' feel it, boy. You wanna fuck around with me? I'ma seal it, boy. I put a hole in you, can't nobody heal it, boy. We got this shit locked, can't nobody steal it, boy. I'm trying to stash something close to $1 million, boy. Is you with me, last try?
I feel you, boy.
This shit serious, boy. I know you curious, boy. You wanna know why we living luxurious, boy. You hear righteous ball boogie on this track here, boy. You better straighten up and learn how to act here, boy. Ain't no slack here, boy, to get jack here, boy. And when we finish, you will never come back here, boy.
So I suggest you don't be fucking with me. And if you don't wanna die, don't be fucking with me. Don't wanna lose your life.
Check. Let's get it.
Don't be fucking with me.
Niggas like us, we all fans, hope you heard me, boy. My dog be on dirt early in the morning, boy. Ain't no yawning, boy. I gotta keep an eye on what we're earning, boy. To keep the things turning, boy. Who you referring, boy? I burn you, boy. Mind your business, condition don't concern you, boy. I'm trying to warn you, boy. I saw it turn you, boy. You better move away, slip and slide, turn you, boy. You better have me before I big worm you, boy. It's a fire to that ass, that'll learn you, boy.
So I suggest you don't let me get you, boy. Guarantee a right cross gon' split you, boy. Is this your boy? Then you better come and get your boy. Go to the morgue and enlist your boy. And if you violate the purple, go get rich, your boy. Man, ain't nobody gon' miss your boy. Last thing you wanna do is go and piss me, boy. Get the picture, boy. Fuck clothes, get rich, your boy. Keep one eye open.
Check.
for the future, boy. That bullet
Yeah, I'm
in
feeling
your
much
back,
better, bro.
boy.
Thank you.
I got chocolate in the trunk that'll bless you, boy. You better pray and hope God don't forget
Never
you, boy.
get your boy. Fucking with me. What? Fucking with me. Fucking with me. Nah, don't be. Yeah. Let me get you, boy. Let me going. Yeah. What's good? Welcome to another edition of No Bullish TV. Thank you for everybody's patience, man. I was feeling sick as heck yesterday, man. As soon as I jumped off here, man, I went to the bathroom, threw up, and laid my ass down, man, till like 9:30 and watched UFC, man. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all, man, but hey, I had to cut it short last night. But hey, I'm back now, and we're here to finish up the topic. I hope some of the people who I sent invites to can jump on. There is a link on the YouTube page. I mean, on my Facebook page. I'm going to drop the link right here in the chat as well, so you can join us if you would like on the topic. Now, the topic is tonight. Let me say first, I'm sorry for the loss of Grim. I'm not gonna say rest in peace out of the respects of the owners, because as they said, legends do not die. So we all um mourn the loss of Grim. All right. Let's get that out of the way. And let's get to the topic. Now, the topic here today is true dog breeding programs a lost art? And is right now breeders it thing right now? And what I mean by right now breeders, I mean breeders who expect to have a production off of a couple of litters, which is the false way of looking at a breeding program. Like, what are we doing these days? You're on mute, Ellis. So what are we doing these days? Are we being serious about the art of having a breeding program, or are we just playing dog breeders with the American bully? Now, we can talk about the standard, we could talk about all of this and that, what's more important, classics, the standards, pockets, all of that is irrelevant when it comes to being serious about having a true dog breeding program. Because when I say all of that is irrelevant, when you have a true breeding program, that already hasn't escaped the mind of the person whose breeding program who it belongs to. They already know what they're looking for. They already know the pieces that they need to add to their breeding program. Is their breeding program complete? Do they have it all mapped out in their brain? No, but they might have their good 3 to 4 breedings lined up, uh maybe 5 breedings lined up, which is very, very, very good. What's going on, Zach? All of us need to be thinking 5 to 6 years ahead of our breeding program. Now, when you're a right now breeder, you don't think like that. You do not think like that. You are thinking about the dog that you just bought, these 2 dogs you just purchased, and you're breeding these 2 dogs. It's not over there. The work's not done. The work's not done. The work's not done, because these are 2 dogs I bought. Now, the dogs that I just did the breed that I just bred and had those are my productions. Wrong, 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 wrong again. Wrong again. We are far off. Very, very, very far off. I don't even think right now breeders think that far, because they wouldn't come up with posts like, my female is in heat. What y'all got going on?
Look at that pretty dog. Ooh, look at that pretty baby. Look at that old pretty girl.
That's what's up.
Look at you, girl. You're
It's
so
like my wife,
pretty.
man. That's what's
You're
up.
so pretty.
So,
Yes, you are.
um,
You're just as pretty
definitely,
as you want to be.
definitely, what as a community, we need to look at ourselves first before we start pointing fingers at other people and ask ourselves, what have we produced? What have we done as an example to um to actually make a mark, or to make an example from ourselves? Because when we can make an example out of ourselves or from ourselves, hold on, let me fix this real quick, because it looks like my virtual background is looking
Just
kind
to
of.
speak about the first point while you trying to get right.
Yeah, do your
Um,
thing, man.
like a lot of times people I talk to try to gotta tell me to slow down and not think so many breedings ahead. And I feel like it's the opposite in the community, or vast majority of people who getting into this. Like, don't get into this just trying to like basically like recoup your money. Like, if this is not your passion, just have a pet, man. You could get another dog. If you want to recreate your dog for later, that's cool too. But don't call yourself a breeder. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to dive headfirst into breeding just because you want to recreate your dog. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a breeding program in itself, but that's a totally different type of field. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of men and women out here and families with just to, 2, 3 dogs just to recreate that first dog they got. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really no breeder. You know what I mean? That's a difference too. You know what I'm saying? And us as breeders who really trying to do this and evolve some, oh my bad, improve a breed and solidify what's going on or add to the legacy, like we gotta identify those people we selling dogs to too and put them in a category of, okay, maybe this person just want to recreate their dog. They ain't necessarily, you know, trying to make a top dog, a campaigner dog. They might go to the show a couple times to have fun or let their kids do junior handler or something. Like we got to get back to having tiers, to levels to this shit. Like, and the levels be concrete. Where you gotta vet yourself. You gotta be vetted. You gotta, pass some type of, level before you get into that upper echelon of like, okay, you doing this for real. And even me myself starting out, that's why I'm saying it. Like, I know what I want to be in the dog game. You know what I'm saying? But somebody who might be buying a dog today might not be trying to go where I'm going, but they still might want to breed their dog one day. But we gotta stop selling this dream of everybody gonna get a dog and just become oh, you can sell this dog for 10K. Like, man, days of that shit is over with. It's ruining the breed, bro.
What's wrong with the word evolve? I heard you back away from that word very fast. All it means is develop gradually or to make someone,
Right, right, right.
someone or something change and develop gradually, not
Right.
not swiftly. I think people take this word evolve. Uh Dogs are supposed to evolve. People I looked at your post and people are on there commenting these dogs were what they were supposed to be 20 years ago. That's a damn lie.
Yeah, I agree
How?
with that. But
How, man?
also, I agree with your side that it's not the same thing what they were supposed to be 20 years ago. But I also agree with them that some of the like a lot of what's going on today is also not the goal either. You feel me? Like
I
I
understand.
feel both sides of the coin. That's why I say the word evolve is wrong because evolve implies like a change to what's going on. Like evolve shouldn't be happening within this 20, 30 year history, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, evolve supposed to be a gradual thing.
I
Like
think
if you
I
go
think
back
I
to the
think it has
to
been
the
gradual. I'm sorry. I think it has been gradual from um if you look at the majority. Like now let's not look at these dogs that are above and beyond. Let's look at these dogs when it like math, when it comes to putting them all together as a whole,
yeah,
when
yeah,
it comes to average. All right.
that's
Now
fair.
we do not, that is very fair. And I think it is very unfair what the community is doing that
Would
don't
like
like
you to
certain dogs, that they lump them in with all of the whole American bully community. And I think that is a disservice in itself to
right.
the breed and the people that are working hard behind the scenes, that are working with balance, that are working with balance on their minds, and that are in the lab right now. There's a lot of people in the lab that's trying to create this American bully that we all love. Now, that's another thing. We as breeders like to rank our love of these dogs above others when we shouldn't. All of our love is basically the same, man.
Right.
And we shouldn't look at other people as, yo, I love these dogs more than you. I've been doing these dogs longer than what if I produced more titled dogs and more dogs that had more success in my short time of breeding. How
What you saying is
what
what you
makes you
saying
say
is
that you love the breed more than I do, and I've
yeah,
showed
yeah,
more of an
people can't
example of what the breed is supposed to be than you have in your 15 to 20 years of breeding. So we got to stop this measurement and this dick measuring size and this coochie depth measuring size of love for these dogs. Yeah, because we can't leave the women out of it. You
no
know what I'm
cap.
saying? So like we have to be able to be 100%. Okay, we got this is beautiful, man. We have Anthony Gray up in here, somebody who
Oh shit.
is versed in this converse. Oh man, he dropped off in this conversation that we are talking about. Hope he jumps back on. Hold up.
But yeah, like I feel like the word you gotta be. It's sad, but you gotta be real careful with bully community. I feel like in the words you pick, and the reason I say improve rather than evolve because like yeah, the goal wasn't what the people had 20 years ago, but it also just not totally different. You feel what I'm saying? If you just add to what they had, you know what I'm saying, and take the, you know what I'm saying, like the balance of the two sides. That's what we should be like improving. Improving means taking the good things of something that you don't have and adding it where you weak at. You feel what I'm saying? We we the dogs 20 years ago could have added where they was weak at without totally changing what's going on.
I'll try to get Anthony back in here, man, because we need, man. If there's anybody that is um well versed in this conversation, please jump on, man, because I don't do this. I don't do this for myself. All right, I could be sitting up doing something totally different right now. Um,
Hmm.
and I don't have to be taking this time to do this um at all, you know, and I'm doing this for the help of the community. This time is important. Time is something you can't get back. All right.
I
And
tell
I'm
you,
taking this time right now I'm pouring my heart out. And sometimes I know I can be overbearing when it comes to my outlook. And I'm trying to change that because um like I said, when I came on here, I started a little heated conversation, you know, and between two registries when I knew that these two registries have two totally different outlooks on the American bully, and I started a fire on purpose, you know, and I shouldn't have did it, but at the end of the day,
I
it
don't think
sheds
it shouldn't be a fire, bro. Like
it started a fire
the
because
UKC,
I put up a
the
picture.
UKC, the UKC has always been for working dogs, bro. If you got a dog that's working, it's gonna be more active and conditioned. It's obviously gonna be leaner. Now, if you steady breed that for 5, 10 years down the road, like we talking about evolution and improvement, if you going for that style of dog, you obviously gonna get different features that come out in the breed. Now, to me, I'm a different person. Like y'all or you people on your side of the spectrum might say, man, that dog don't look nothing like American Bully, or the head totally different, da 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 da. But me personally, I see the similarities in him, and what make him a classic, what make the other style of dog a standard. But some people
Hey,
don't.
John,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
want to? I'm gonna send you the link, John. I'm gonna send you the link. I'm sending you the link, John. I know you
Everybody
got.
can't be objective like that, and that's really a problem too. We're missing a lot of objectivity to this. It's too subjective. How we look at these dogs, it need to be more
Here we
objective
go.
and straight to the rules. The
Yeah.
Dan in here.
So, Ant, what's going
What's
on,
up?
fam?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, the topic that have you seen the topic?
Oh no. What is the
We ain't
topic?
even really talk
So,
about it yet
the
either.
the topic is a true breeding program a lost art, and are right now breeders taking over right now in the American bully community. And what I mean by right now breeders that purchase two dogs, a male or a female, and they get a production, and they're the top breeders in the American bully community, you know, off of that litter right there. You know,
I don't feel that, I don't feel that's what's going on. It might feel that way,
mhm.
but it's really not. Because 9 out of 10 times when somebody asks you for information on the dog, you can't supply it to them in a ready fashion. They're gonna, and when normal people ask for your background, when they asking about puppies, about dogs, how long you've been doing it, you're gonna go down that road, and that road is real short.
Right.
So if someone really does their homework and really ask the right question, they'll see that you just bought two dogs and bred them, and you're selling them for a high top dollar price because of where they came from.
Hmm.
What I mean is breeders that don't understand. what creating their own blood or creating their own bloodline entails. So, you know, when they first get two dogs, they think, okay, I'm gonna breed this. This is my production after this right here. You feel what I'm saying?
I
Like
guess
I
the people of yesterday
mhm.
allowed, they made the dogs that are allowing these people to make it that easy to make a nice bully dog.
Facts. And is it true that
I think
you're
Ant kind of
is it
misunderstanding what you're
yeah,
saying, bro.
yeah, go ahead,
What
go ahead, break it down, Ellis. So
what Joel trying to say is like when he say right now breeders, he's saying they like we talked about before, they more adding 2 plus 2 rather than setting up doing this breeding to set up a breeding 3, 4 years from now.
right.
Feel what I'm saying? Matching their productions together. They more of setting up a breeding for today to sell their puppies, and they might keep something off of it, but then they gonna go breed it to another stud that don't really got no type of correlation or causation to the rest of their yard, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I heard you break down your program before, Mr. Great, but like when you bred to the dog, his name started with an S, I think. Oh no, Major. What is named after Major?
Something
When
major.
you, yeah, when you made something major, like when you bred to that dog, you had a specific idea in mind. Just like when you said when you added Miyagi, you know what I'm saying? People might be going add Golden Child, you know what I'm saying, or a
Right.
dog that's
Adding hype
controversial like
dogs.
that, but
They're
they
adding
not
hype
really,
dogs.
you know what I'm saying, go and get these traits so they can add it to this, so they can match stuff together. They just kind of doing what they see popular, if that makes sense. That's what Joel is saying as far as right now breeders versus
yeah.
somebody who building for the future.
There's a lot of breeders that do that, you know.
There we go. Now there we go. That now we on the same page.
No, but no, it's we on the same page, but it's
Yeah.
still related to what I was saying before. Like it's easier nowadays to make a bully, so it's easier. The pop up breeders are going to be more because it's easy.
Yeah,
Right.
the more consistent we get, the more we'll have is what you saying.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Mr. Ray, Mr. Ray, Mr.
What
Ray.
up? What up, bro?
Hey,
What up?
can you drop name drop your platform so everybody can know what it is, fam?
Pet Talks.
Ped Talks, man. Y'all go
I
join
like
and
that. That might be
yes,
something I gotta
look
hop
up my
on.
boy DCB Ray's
Pet Talks.
it's Ped Talks on YouTube, man. Go check him out, man. He has very enlightening conversations, and I support any platform that talks about the breed, uplifts the breed, questions people, and holds people to a whole level of responsibility when it comes to these dogs, man. And I appreciate your platform and what you've done such a short
Thank you.
time of having your platform, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, bro, man, I appreciate you sending me a link to even jump in here, man. What's going on? The Dean. What's going on, Ellis, man? How y'all doing today?
Yeah, that's Anthony Gray right there.
I
So
know who Major Lion is. You did?
yes, so the topic today is, are true breeding programs a lost art, and are right now breeders not taking over, but basically have the game messed up? Do they don't understand that um just setting up maybe two or three breedings isn't enough to create a perfect foundation, as a person like Anthony Gray has set up his production. He's thinking 4 or 5 years down the line, and that still isn't it to set up his own uh bloodline or his own program to set it up properly. And I just think, I'm not saying they are dumb. I'm just saying they just don't have that level of knowledge yet. You
So
know,
you're saying what Anthony is doing versus what's the alternative?
facts.
What is the
Fa-
alternative? Like you got Anthony doing this, and then what's the alternative?
You got other people, they'll do a breeding, and they'll sell the puppies, keep one pup, then they'll jump into another breeding, like Ella said, that has nothing to do with the bloodline that they have. It's basically like a scattered bred breeding, maybe just to a dog that is a hype dog. Now,
Okay.
instead of that, using that first breeding and building off of that first breeding, and then creating a bridge from to that to that second dog that they want to use. Hey man, we have Mr. Ronaker up in here, man.
What's up, all my
Yo, we
fellas?
got some. Yo, this is what's up, man.
Straight
So
off
what-
the road from a breeding, so
That's
perfect
what's up.
target.
Hey man, we got Tyree up in here too, man. What's going on, Tyree?
What's
So
up, fella?
we have a full house right now. So this is what I love right here, man, to add to the topic. So the topic is I'm gonna say it one more time, is true breeding programs a lost art, and our right now breeders got the game messed up. Basically, are they running rampant? And what I mean by right now breeders, I'm gonna say it again one more time, is breeders that don't set up their breedings properly to create a wonderful foundation to solidify their program. And a good, what I mean by a perfect foundation is building off of the first breeding that they did with the first stud that they did a breeding to with their female, building off of that blood and piecing it together off of other successful dogs within that bloodline. So I feel, and not just that, figuring out
Crazy doing.
figuring out not to get put into a corner, not to get trapped into a corner. So the Dean, how do you feel about this topic right here again, now that it's basically a bit more clear?
Well, yes and no, because because if the way I breed, I surround myself with people that breed similarly. So I really can't see from the outside because I'm focused on what I'm doing. So I'm focused on my network of people, which are the people that have programs. Because that's the people that I want to talk to, that I want to connect with, because I know what they're doing. I can see what they're doing. I can see their body of work. I can see the dogs evolving. I can see the changes that they're doing. And now I can take what they're doing and implement it with what I'm doing. I see the plan that they have going.
And just to add to Anthony's right there, sometimes that's the biggest kennel blind that it is the surrounding that's around you. And I don't want to point that out sometimes, but you get in a certain crowd, and that's where like certain, I don't want to say kennel blind, but it could influence in a big time, But you surround yourself with people with the same style of dog. Style doesn't mean standard, because we're all under standard. And, you work together with those people. And we got a movement going on if we haven't figured this out,
Fact.
We got a style change, man. You know what I mean? And people got to realize, to add to, I forgot Alice, I think he was saying when he said evolving. We're only a 20-year breed, man. We're evolving. We have many more years evolving. You know what I mean? As far as creating these guys. I feel that way. That's my opinion. I'm saying, So, to add to that, he wasn't wrong by saying that, and he wasn't wrong by correcting it either. But, we're an evolving breed, man.
He said that because it to a lot of old school breeders, it's like a hair crossing their ass when you say evolve. When you say evolve to a breeder that wants to keep and preserve that old school look, that is a bad word to them. So he got a lot of strife when it came to that word evolve. So that's why he kind of backed off of that word. If that kind of makes sense.
I ain't get strife. That was a conversation I put up in a lot of the groups today. Just like, I feel like improve a better word to use rather than evolve, because evolve changing to a lot of people.
Yeah,
that's why I brought that point up in the comments.
But even to add to that, as long as you're on the same pace, whatever word you use, it doesn't matter. But as long as we're all thinking and doing the same thing.
But
it's sad. It's sad evolve, when we come to a point where we have to change our words for people to change words that actually have the exact meaning for what we're trying to actually do to people that can't actually understand and people that don't have the basic understanding of words. That we have to put training wheels on words nowadays, man. That doesn't even make any sense, man. Evolve means exactly what it means, and that's what every breed has went through an evolution. The French bulldog is still going through an evolution. Every single dog, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop.
It's been through a breed change.
You could call it a change. You could call it improving. You could call it whatever you want. It's an evolution. It's a change and evolution. That's what it means. It's a change. And there's people who act like, oh, the dogs are getting bullier and bullier. They can't breathe. All right. So they're going to die within a certain amount of years. I've had people tell me shots fired wasn't going to live past 5 years. He's sitting over here about to be 8 years old. You know, and people jump to conclusions and they gaslight a lot in this American bully community. They act like they're clairvoyants in this American bully community, and they're actually not. When they actually can get the work done, okay, I'm a proof. You got people in this community that's like, you know what? I'm up for it. I'm going to prove to you that we can produce bigger, bullier dogs that can be athletic and jump and do this, and watch us evolve into that, right? Yep. We need time. We need time, and we're not being given time to evolve to these dogs. We're being bashed over the head before we can even get there. You feel what I'm saying? How do y'all feel about that topic right there? Let's go with Tyree.
So, and I used to argue about this all the time, right? Back when I was like more a edge strictly type of guy, before I chose to go into the Dax realm and stuff like that, I used to say that there were people that would buy new dogs, you know, say something like a Rocco son or something, just for instance. And then they'll go buy another Rocco's daughter and breed them together, and then sell X amount of people a puppy. And now these people come into the breed not knowing anything, and the people that sold them the dog don't know how to tell them what's wrong with the dogs. You know what I'm saying? How to identify what they see. So then you got new people that just, and it keeps falling like behind and behind, versus back in the day, Blue Sage days, you had different parts of the dog around the country. You had to go to Oscar if you wanted a specific type of rear. You had to go see Fabian if you wanted a little more hot in your dog. You had to go down to Georgia. What's that dude name? It was a dude down there. He had like all these blue dogs and stuff. Like you had to go different places to go to certain kennels to build a dog that could go out. And these people they had kennels that were specifically built around this and this and this, and that all, you know what I'm saying, they made that the dogs we have today are made up of those pieces. Those pieces were built all specifically one way. You know what I'm saying? Today, like you said, your one-way breeders, which I do agree that they're here, because nobody can come off the head and tell you the pig. They know the first 2-3 generations maybe. But to me, you need more than that. You know, if you know the dog, you know where it came from. You can solidify majority of the pet and put the pieces together. Like, look at Randy. Randy breeds back to masterpiece and things of that nature in his pet, older blood, and he knows how to utilize it to make dogs that fit the standard of the day and better.
And it's not just that. He knows why he's breeding to these dogs. There's a story behind it. This is what I mean by right now breeders and true breeding programs. A true breeding program has a story behind all of their dogs and each breeding of why they did the breeding. There's a story behind it, and there's a reason why they did it. Now, each breeding can take 5 to 6 hours to explain why they did this, why this line is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably go ahead, John. You got something to add?
Oh no, I was just saying. No, he's totally right. I just wanted to add a lot of problems that he's saying with the newbies is these guys that get the 2 dogs, like Ellis was saying, and then they sell the dream to the guys that buy it. When all they're trying to do is recuperate their money, and this dog's a champion. Every dog's not a champion. So a lot of our problem that we're facing with a lot of these are the newbies that are selling the dream without knowing what the dream is. You know.
They living the dream.
You know, exactly. It makes them look cool. They got a dog, they got some attention, and then they're rolling with it. You know what I mean? And I just want to address one more thing is style. Like people don't understand. They always want to say, "Oh, standard, 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 standard." The style of dogs always change under standard. If you look at all the breeds across the AKC, and you look at the Frenchies from the 50s, it's not changing the standard; it's changing the style of the dog. So that's what people got to start understanding. Like, just look at ours, man. What's your definition of bulk? Well, my shit, I want that shit bulky. That doesn't mean I'm going out of standard, okay? Or bone mass. What's your definition of bone mass? I'm still pushing the limits of the standard in the standard, but I'm going into the more extreme of it. You know what I mean? So stop preaching the standard and understand that we're going through a style change, man. That's all I want to say there too. You know?
Man,
What's your
that's
definition of top skull? Is it the width between the ears? Is it the roundness to the front? Like, how you interpret these words? Everybody interpret it different, but
You're right.
at the end of the day, I feel like it's a well defined enough look that we all, like, everybody in this chat probably, you know what I'm saying, in the same ballpark, or put, like, you know what I'm saying, a couple dogs from a little in a ring together, and it all look pretty consistent. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 5 years from now, you feel what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. You see me in my ring every time when I got my best and breeds. I'll point to everybody. You'll see the consistency right through the end with me. And and I do that purposely so people, so you got newbies on the outside that see that, and they understand, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times they got to see a visual, sometimes more than before you can yak in their ear, sometimes that sucks, but it's how it goes,
See, yeah, some
hey,
people will learn.
go ahead.
Some people are visual learners, like John was saying. They have to see it before you can explain it to them. So once you show them the picture, now you can explain it.
That's me.
Hey,
Yeah.
y'all like and share. Please like and share this video, man. Y'all like and share so other people can come in and learn and get this same level of food that we all need, man, because all of us, even on here that are on the panel, are learning something that we can add to our own program, man, to help us advance. Every last one of us on here. Just because Anthony Gray has been doing it for years and John Ronacher and Tyree have been doing it for years doesn't mean that that I can't say something, or Ellis can't say something, or Ray can't say something that can catch their attention to
100%.
add some enlightening to their life and to their program as well. So yeah, anybody that jumps in here, man, you has some kind of expertise or some kind of knowledge they can add. Randy, what I want to ask you this question, and I want you to give me your best interpretation, man. How do you feel about breeders? Or let me put it this way: when you first started breeding, you didn't understand what you was actually looking at or how to set up what you have right now. How long did it take for you to come to that frame of thought that you need to go in this certain direction, and it came with a level of deeper thinking versus just I'm gonna set these two dogs up? Yeah, I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
He got his scuba gear on.
I can't hear you.
I thought that was a bong, man.
Is that with a microphone?
You might have to go out and come back in, fam. Yeah.
And just if I can add one thing, man, and I kind of want to say it to a lot of people, because sometimes I make a mistake and I use the pockets as movements, and sometimes I don't stress that I'm more focused on the pockets and the movement, and that, of course our XLs, our stand, they're gonna move better and stuff. So I'm trying to get better, trying to illustrate more so when I address the pockets with the movement, man. You know what I mean? So I apologize if I ever kind of misled anybody wrong in that way. But pockets are pockets, man. They move different. You gotta understand that, man.
At what point can we have a more fluid moving pocket? Like what can we do to have more fluid pocket moving dogs? Pockets with better top lines. Pockets. What plagues the pockets is short upper arms And I think
can I comment on that?
go ahead, fam.
So look, and some people are gonna feel some type of way about this. Personally, I feel like the pocket need like 14 inches is cool, but when you look at certain dogs,
Can
it's
y'all hear
about
me?
like the leg, it's about the arm length, like because you do have some dogs that like I have a pocket boy, he's 14 inches versus I have another one that's 14 inches where one has more leg than the other one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I
Yep.
feel
Yep.
like that goes into the movement of the pocket. Being able to add that extra muscle onto the leg. If it don't got enough leg, I mean, it's just gonna rub against the rest of the body. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah.
enough length with the leg and the muscle that it is carrying to get the proper movement. If that makes
Right.
sense.
Right, but now down to add to that, now if we want these dogs as wide and muscle, we're not going to get that right, like that type of movement. So what is really a proper movement for a dog that's like that? See,
Well,
that's where I argue, because like just like you said, if you have a shorter arm assembly than the rear assemblies, yeah, you're going to get a different movement. But also comes into breeding. But still, like a dog like mine is never going to gait like a hangman. Never going to gait. It's not going to happen. And I mean, I'm real with it because I know what I'm building. These dogs, I mean, but what's the proper? Even if it's still reaching to its fullest of that arm length, that's still proper movement. If
I'm not saying proper. What I said was more fluid,
yeah,
not actually move like a standard or an XL, but like
gotcha.
improve, like we say, evolve with the style of dog. When will the movement evolve? When will we start breeding towards the more fluid moving pockets that
When
that are far and in between? When will
when
we start when will we start breeding these dogs to, let's say our standard, or well, let's say a classic style female that's a little bit shorter with standard features? When are we going to start breeding these females to pockets to create a dog with a little bit more fluidity in its movement, when we can possibly do that? I'm not saying there's people
when
not doing that.
when it's
Yeah.
it's it's only I feel like it's something like that is only gonna happen when the community gets back to banding into camps again and properly breeding together to create the dog instead of, oh, I'm gonna go buy this brim puppy and I'm gonna go buy this Magoo dog because they both pockets and I'm breeding together and see what I get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when we can go back to saying like it's like where it's not all greed amongst each other, where we can be like, hey, I want to go work with John and Ellis on this next breeding. You know what I'm saying? I got this female. I want to breed the Ellis stud, and then after that, I'm gonna see if John want to mix in a little bit of this right here and see what we can do with it. This ain't got to be no for sale puppies. This is something that we can do to see what we get. This is how it was back in the day. They
Yep.
had litters that nobody even knew about. You only see one or two puppies, and that's the
Yeah.
ones that went to the ring.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they, I don't want to take up everything. Everybody's got their time, but he's totally correct there. But to add to you, I don't think unless we want a less dog. I'll be honest with you. Unless we want a dog that don't have as much mass, just like a bodybuilder, he ain't walking around. He's walking because his lads are, his arms are out wide there. You know what I mean? He ain't doing that to look cool. So us as a community, you know what I mean, is like, what do we want? And I want a wider dog. I want that. So I'll give up a little bit. But I still want a wider. For me as a judge, I want to see it wider. I mean, people look at me. I'd rather see it coming with a little paddling than ever see those arms up and under that sucker carrying his weight. To me, I mean, I'll be straight up. That's my number one flaw. You bring that, he's called over barrel chest, that we used to call a V frame. You got them front paws touching each other. That's a no go. But I'll take something that's out wide because he's still carrying his stature. He's still holding that weight, and he still has power reaching to his fullest that those arms can. So that's my motto as far as that. Unless we start taking it down with the size, we ain't gonna get the perfect movement with the
And,
pockets.
and I feel
And with
like with
that
that,
being
it's nothing wrong
with
with
that being
breeding.
said,
Not
and with
even
that being said, real quick,
you don't think if they're on the
with
line.
that being, hold on,
I'm
real
sorry, I
quick,
didn't hear that.
My
hold
bad.
on, real quick. Sorry about that. I'm gonna let you have the floor. I'm gonna let you have the floor, Randy, in just 1 second after I do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to say rest in peace, but we all mourn the loss of Grim. So to everybody involved, I don't want to say names because it's a very sensitive situation right now.
Yep.
But to all the parties that are involved, from everybody that has a pup, from everybody has a offspring from this dog, to everybody who had a planned breeding to this dog, uh, we give our deepest condolences for the loss of this dog. This dog has, like it or not, man, disrespect this dog or not, this dog has produced a lot of trend-setting dogs that
Yep.
are make this breed is what they are right now. All right. So shout out to Grim, and to their owners and everybody involved. All
Yeah,
right.
much respect.
So Randy, before yeah, you had your bong mic on. But how do you feel about when you first came into the game and you were trying to you were lost when it came to mapping out the certain blood, or you was using the wrong blood? uh how, how did it feel, or and what did it take to get you to this frame of thought to where you're at now to create and what you're creating in your program?
Um, well, I started over 3 times.
Hmm.
I bought some females, bought some males, gave them away. Bought some other dogs, ended up giving them away.
No,
And
go.
then I bought Deja, and Deja was, doing a lot of winning in the show ring. And what I was doing was every judge that loved, like every time I showed her I won, a judge met me on her rail. Like, man, I haven't seen a rail like that in a long time. You got a really nice rear assembly on that dog, especially like Alex Ferraro. He was one of the first judges that came to me and was like, dude, she's special. I haven't seen a rear assembly like that on a dog, on a pocket in a long time. So so I started keeping that in mind, and then I'd ask judges, what were her pros and cons. They'd tell me. But even going into her first breeding, which was the inbreeding the World Star, I really didn't know what I was gonna get, and I didn't have, my plan was to try to recreate a better World Star, but I ended up with Lonnie. So, and to be honest with you, I was almost on the verge of getting out of dogs, but when I did that litter and I seen how insane it was, it lit a fire under me, and that's when I knew from there, especially as she matured, I was like, all right, this is obviously what it is, because everywhere I went with that dog, people was going crazy for her.
So did that get you off of the because I think that is the issue when it comes to a lot of breeders, and when we first get in the game, we want to recreate the better version of said dog that we're using versus creating a better American bully that represents that dog, if that makes sense. And for versus make it might mean the same thing, but instead of riding off of this dog, I want to create something different. That's not even here yet. Does that make sense? The dog that I want to create's not here. It's not World Star, it's not Shots Fired, it's not Brim, it's not Grim. The dog isn't here yet. I haven't seen it yet. It's still being pieced together. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. So when what I realized was nobody was really breeding. Come on, Dora, over here. Nobody was really breeding. So when I started studying her pedigree and figuring out what was responsible to make her, I started realizing that nobody was really even focusing or really breeding the blood. So I was like, all right, well, I got two things here. I got a dog that nobody's seen like or created anything like this, especially with this blood, and a lot of this older blood on the mom side of the pedigree, nobody's breeding it and nobody's really dabbling with it. So I don't like doing what everybody else is doing. So I started, I started really researching the pedigree, calling everybody, talking to people who produce the dogs, finding out all the litter mates, what they look like, what they bred, what they were bred to, what they produced. I did years of research. It didn't happen overnight. It took a long time to figure out all the litter mates, every breeding they did, what clicked the best, what were their strong points, the pros, the cons, and every breeding. Like, it took a while. And then, I guess you could say in a way I was just really lucky and blessed because Deja, she's she was bred 5 times. Some of them were very small litters, some of them were average litters, but every litter she's produced, there's been champion and grand champions. Her last litter, she's got a female that's about to be shown right now, and she's definitely going to be a champion. So every litter she's produced, you know what I mean? So I really, yeah, I owe it to her, but I figured out the way because now I'm doing that with her kids and her grandkids and her great grandkids now about still I've kept the consistency um with her strong points throughout all her litters. Now that I'm in my third and fourth generations, the little adjustments. So I wanted to make sure I locked in her strong points for years to come and generations to come. So I knew breeding to some of the older blood and doing some of the things I was doing was gonna hold me back a little bit as far as more of a look of today, like more of a bulldoggy looking dog, a mass dog. But I wanted to make sure that I bred all of what was responsible to give her the strong stuff that she had that really nobody else had at the time and still many don't have today, which is I feel the breed lacks rare assembly all across the board. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people get lucky in that department. So I've done that, and now I've just started to breed to more extreme style dogs. Like I bred Oscar Delani. I got a couple of all the breedings I'm doing this year are to extreme style dogs. But I know, and especially now that I've seen what Lonnie and Oscar produce, and I didn't get any of the bad stuff that I don't like about Oscar. Lonnie took over in that department. I know what I did was it took almost 10 years, with breedings not taken and getting semen and figuring out what to do. But now that I'm here, now I know I can breed to a dog that has some flaws, some minimal flaws, and my stuff's gonna prevail.
So the what you just explained is just adding to the point that I'm trying to make to everybody, and the reason why I started this conversation is because just you made a perfect example, right? You started off with trying to make a better world star, but by experience taught you to the experience taught you to go a whole different direction towards building a better dog, period. Building a perfect American bully and creating a foundation. Now that means getting away from World Star, bringing in some other dogs, and so now you're getting away from that dog, and now we start to understand that all of these dogs are pieces to a puzzle that we're trying to create versus trying to recreate a certain dog. We are throwing our pieces in the wind to look. If that makes sense, calculated risk. If that really makes sense,
that's what they do. The newer people, and I'm not bashing them, and I'm not saying what they're doing is wrong.
We were them. We were them.
Investment, but they'll buy a certain bloodline female, and then they'll cut it to a certain, because the blueprint's already laid out for that style of dog, and everybody likes that style of dog, and they know people are going to spend money. But if I think the money, you can still make money with your program and breed it correctly and do it slowly. I've done fine. I sell a majority of my dogs to pet homes, but you still got to keep the health in order, and you got to know what you're breeding to. You can't just follow somebody else's blueprint and go into it blind. Like, oh, well, he did it, so I'm going to do it. You know, you can't, you can do that, but there's a consequence that comes with some of those actions.
And I want to take that away. You said you were lucky. I don't think that was luck. I think when you take was Michael Jordan lucky when he was shooting those shots inside the gym and practicing tirelessly, effortlessly, doing research on his opponents, staying up all night looking at video. All of the greats, they did research, they stayed up, they worked hard, they practiced hard. We're doing the same thing, and the outcomes that they get isn't luck. It's a calculated risk. Why I say it's a calculated risk? Because why all that practice? They can tear ACL while they're practicing. They can tear Achilles while they're practicing. While they're doing it behind the scenes, they can hurt themselves and they can have a negative outcome to what they're trying to totally do.
I've lost some of the best dogs, the best. It seems to. I can't even. I lost track of count how many times the biggest, baddest puppy dies within the first week out of some of the litters I've done. Like, everybody doesn't really even know this until I speak about it, but Lonnie had a brother that was a clone of her that was just unbelievable. And there was another female in there that was way bigger and better than she was going to be. And those dogs didn't, they didn't make it. So I took a lot of L's too along the way. And I know there was some other, just because I know how this blood develops and what it turns into, I know a lot of the best dogs that I've made off of my breedings didn't make it. So I'm still trying to catch up to that, trying to recreate some of that stuff. You know what I mean? So
Anthony, you've been a little silent. So what do you have to add to this, that what we've been talking about, brother? Oh, I think smoke break. Ray, what do you have to add to the to what you've been hearing so far, man?
For me, man, I kind of came in off of the game dogs and some pit bull knowledge on breeding. So line breeding was a big thing. So it wasn't like I came in here just shooting in the dark and trying to figure it out. It was some figuring out with the breed and what the standard was calling for. And I say one of the most difficult things for me when I first came over here was learning that there was a difference between mass and breed type. I thought that was one and the same. Bring me a big ass dog and you got breed type. It probably took me a whole year to understand, like, no, breed type is a collective of characteristics that's going to set the breed apart and give it its identity. So I didn't know that. So that was the hardest thing for me to deal with, was learning what the breed was. It was not breeding. Breeding wasn't an issue. It was just a lot of knowledge coming in already when it came to breeding. It was just like learning what traits you're breeding for. Where the pit bull, it was a lot of genotype traits that we were trying to push forward. Here, the pheno isn't locked in. So now I had to learn how to shift the focus from geno to, all right, this is a phenotype breed, and it's a head first breed. And then I was able to, okay, I think I can breed successfully now.
See, I came from game dogs too. My father, my grandfather, they all bred pit bulls and box and different breeds of dogs. Do you don't you feel that breeding American bullies is way harder and way different from breeding American pit bull terriers?
Yeah. You mostly was breeding for things you couldn't see. Now the puppies can come out, and within the first week you see like your results, and if you failed or you succeeded, and then you have an idea, well, we're gonna wait for these ones to develop a little bit. But when it was the pit bulls, most of that stuff was not the pheno carried throughout the litter. You wanted to see who genotype later on as they get a little bit older and they can actually perform some of those things. Then you want to see the activity level of
you
the
have
dog.
To wait with
I do,
because they're not even, they got to be of a certain age.
It's not an established breed. That's why it's not an established breed. The American Pit Bull Terrier, the reason why you had the luxury just to wait to see if it took the characteristics of the mother's attitude and the father's attitude, whatever you the Gino. The reason you had the luxury to do that is because it was years and years and years of breeding pit bull terriers to get the look of that dog locked down to where now you could breed a pit bull terrier to a bulldog and you're going to have a more pit bull looking dog. That means that look of that dog has been established, man, through years and years of line breeding, inbreeding, and all of that stuff. So that's kind of unfair to compare it to breeding American American bullies, because this breed is new. You know, this is a new breed.
I think this is harder. I agree with him.
And it's gonna be harder because we're starting off, because we have to work. We have to work, like Randy says, to get the look that he wants in his program. We all have to work locked arm together as a community in order to get that same look around the board. We can't be working separate, like Tyree was saying. We have to work together. So Anthony, how do you feel about that topic right there, that conversation?
Is he still going?
Yeah, he took it off of mute. I thought he could hear us now. And
you know what's crazy though?
Yeah.
You need to realize that though and understand that
he probably got to leave and come back in like Randy did.
Yeah,
it is.
You can't expect to be solidified like that in this breed just yet. You can start working. You can start moving towards that. That's why I line breed for the most part. And even when I outcross, I make sure there's something in there that's going to touch my pedigree in some way. You know what I mean? Most of it's an outcross, but some of it has to touch some way, somehow. You know what I mean?
Here's my life 24/7. Can you give me a break?
So how do you feel,
dogs here.
How do you feel about that, John? How the conversation's been carrying on?
No, I like it, and he said it exactly. Like it comes down to like breeding, like Randy said. You know, you gotta put these together. You know, you study the bloodlines. You got to go back to old school ways. You know, like a lot of these newbies. You know, they see a picture on Instagram and oh shit, I want that dog. They don't know anything about that dog. They look at a picture and they think it's a miracle. You know. It's crazy. I mean, I'll give you an example. Just like I just came back from Charlotte, man. Drove 10 hours there, 10 hours back for a breeding for one piece to my puzzle. One piece that this dog carried. You know, it wasn't bully, it wasn't mass. I'm going to leave it alone for that. It was the one piece that I needed. So this is, and that's what I always preach to people: breed for a reason, not a name. You know, I mean, you know, a name's not going to put you what you need in your program if it doesn't match up. Maybe you'll luck out, roll that dice, and it you know matches up. But always have a reason. You know what I mean?
Go ahead. Why they're doing a breeding? They're just doing it just because everybody's breeding to that dog, or they know there's money involved, or there will be money involved.
Ant, go ahead, Ant.
See, my journey is different because I didn't start off as a breeder. I started off as a handler. So
as a what?
Hands on these dogs.
Handler. He started off as a handler first. Yeah. He started off touching balls and cooch first.
Hey,
the best to do it too.
That's my life, man.
Hey, me too. Hey, me too, Ant. I started off as a handler as well.
I got lost into this shit.
Shit, I'm a judge. You know how many balls and I got to touch in my time over here? What the
fuck, man? Go ahead, Ant. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
So I went from a hand.
Settle down.
I excelled in that, and I learned all the breeds actually because I exhibited all the breeds that were allowed in the ABKC, and I took them to champion, grand champion. I was also fortunate to put my hands on a lot of the dogs that gave some. And so I had a better idea and understanding of what if I wanted to breed these dogs, this is what I had to do. So I watched programs, I watched them fail, I watched them succeed, I watched the combinations they did and what the results came out of that. And I used that as a gauge when I first started. Now I had more structurally sound dogs, more terrier dogs. Did I give up on those dogs? No. I selectively bred them to acquire the breed type necessary to move forward because I didn't want my dogs to fall apart in the long run. So it's taken me a longer time to get there, but the dogs of today are making it easier for me now since I built a foundation of solid dogs. I can go out and I can use any extreme type dog and not have to worry about a thing and only see the upgrades in the litter because consistency my dogs carry and produce. So now when I add these dogs into my program, I can see the results instantly.
Yep.
Because and then I'm also speeding up the growth of my dogs because my dogs take a little bit longer to grow because of the old school blood that I'm using, which is a Daxter Miyagi combination with
I know something. A lot of the stuff that he's just said right now is throughout the years. Anthony helped me understand that because I would question a lot of the shit I was doing when I was using a lot of the older blood, and he was like, "Nope." He was like, "You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and you're building longevity for your program." Because I'd be like, "Damn, man, I lost hair. I gained hair, but I lost hair." Because I talk to Anthony quite a few times a week, almost every day sometimes.
That's what I'm doing now. That's where
Yeah,
I'm at in my
help me
program
out
right
a lot.
now.
And that, yeah, you do. No, keep going. Don't stop. Like, 'cause there was a few times where I was gonna stop breeding some more extreme style dogs years ago, and he was like, "Nope, keep doing that first, and then because then
That's
once."
where I'm at in my program right now. I'm working backwards right now. I'm working backwards to move forward. You know, that's where I'm at right now. I'm looking at the blood behind and what's backing up the blood to make it look like what it looks like now. The phenotype. I'm going backwards to all of us need to go backwards. If we're rebreeding right, we all need to go back to move forward. And I think that's what is lost right now with new breeders. They feel like they shouldn't move backwards. They feel like they should be breeding to this dog right here that's alive, that or that I shouldn't breed back to the uncle 2 generations or 3 generations back to get this certain headpiece or get this certain muzzle. They're not breeding for pieces. They're breeding for that dog right now. They're
yeah,
with that dog right now. You know, and this they don't understand. You're not gonna get it like that. You got to do it through repetition. You got to do it through aggravation. You got to do through failing. You got to do it, and you're gonna have a little bit. You're gonna have a little bit of success if you keep doing it right. But once they have a little bit of failure, they're out. They're done. They're done. They're finished with this. But that's also good for us too, because bye. I'm not gonna hold you. Bye. Get up out of here. Bye. Arrivederci. Ciao. Bella. Get the hell up out of here. We don't need your weak stomach up in here. As soon as you see some
COVID
blood
really
or
messed.
smell some
COVID
blood,
really messed things up a lot.
you're about to lose it. Get the fuck up out of here. We don't need you here.
Go,
And
Popeye.
I'm gonna be the voice to say goodbye. I'm not gonna hold. And you know how many people I told? Listen, my job is not to keep you here, fam, because the less people that we have in here that don't know what they're doing, then that's just as good. That's the more culture. I'd rather coach somebody that has a fucked up yard that doesn't know what they're doing, but listens and takes what I'm telling them to do instead of taking what I'm telling them to do and remix it.
Yep,
yeah.
absolutely.
Randy
Absolutely.
the time why I ain't use his dog yet. I said, Randy, I don't have the right dog to use to your dog. When I have the right dog, I'll call you.
Ray's told me the same thing.
I'm
Man, I want to use shots fired, but I ain't got the dog.
Smart.
He's working on a whole totally different hit. He went left. He
Why
went
waste?
left.
Why waste? Why waste the breeding?
Facts.
Waste money. Waste time. Waste make dogs that. Why? That's smart.
Facts.
That's
No,
smart.
Facts.
and like just to add to Anthony's what he said, man, when we guys that established a certain consistency in our bloodline, we can branch out with our shit to dogs that are more extreme that have certain flaws because we know what we have in our yard. Our shit's gonna clean that up. But now people don't understand they have a dog that has the same flaws or flawed up, and then they're mixing it with flawed, and then they're wondering why. You know, I mean, they don't know what they have to put the right reason to that piece. You know, that's a big problem with the breeding. Now, like we're old school, man. My shit's like bulletproof, man. I mean, I build all my stuff on a dominant females. I mean, shit, my females will come over and take over Merle. You know, no, I'm fucking around, but but that's how serious they're built. You know what I mean? But I know, so when I bring in there, they're gonna be more dominant, and they're only gonna bring in my male traits. They're gonna bring in the traits and the character, the things that I want to change, because my bitches are gonna stay there solid. So that, everybody's program's different. I do it that way, and and consistency. You know what I mean? You throw the same thing through the whole litter.
A sucker free. When I say I do believe in breeding forward, but you have to move backwards, man. You have to be, listen, at some point in your breeding career, you have to be at a standstill where you ain't got shit going on. You're seeing everybody in these shows winning first place, but you ain't got nothing going on but a pregnant female or plant breeding that you got going on. Or you got puppies on the ground, but these ain't the puppies that first show. These ain't the puppies that's for show. These are the puppies that are the puppies you need that's going to be hiding for the breeding that you're going to use for this male to help set up for your show dogs right here. These dogs right here is just a piece for the future dog that you're going to use, that you already have in mind to produce these show dogs. I mean, it's going to take you another year or two to get these show dogs out of here. And now you're sitting here dwiddling your thumbs because you're watching everybody. If that has not happened in your program, you're not breeding right. You're not breeding right.
So in a year and a half.
Facts. Tyree, what do you have to say about
a year and a half? My kennel partners have with dogs that I produced and co-own to them, and they're out there kicking ass, but I haven't been in the ring with a winning dog in a long time.
Facts. What you got to add to that, Tyree? Go ahead. Floor is yours.
So this go back to the breeding backwards, right? Is it so? I've always thought of it like, well, the way it was explained to me, the way Aunt explained it to me, because I was always concerned about breeding my edge dogs and trying to go forward, and I didn't want to use Dax or Miyagi, but then it was explained where after you can breed to that stuff just because like Randy, and I got dogs where I can breed to that stuff and keep it clean, but eventually it's like once you do get to that bully stage, I don't think it's wrong to breed back to your own blood or breed back to your own, you know what I'm saying, like your starting mix of blood, you know what I'm saying. At some point you can't keep on bringing the bulldog on top of bulldog on top of bulldog traits, because that's where it gets sloppy at.
Yep, exactly.
You start compiling bulldog traits, you start compiling cherry eyes, stuff that you don't even see come out. It comes out at that point, and it's like you got to cut it somewhere. And people they're concerned about, I'm gonna get a more, a leaner or smaller dog. Where take that dog, it might be as little bit slightly, smaller than the last dog, might be a little more muscle or something, and move forward.
So everything
too, man. Like just because you might have done everything you thought was gonna be right, and sometimes breeders just don't click.
Fact. And you might have to, like we said, and if you haven't changed your, and let me say this other thing. People talking about the health of these dogs. People act like we want to breed fucked up dogs, man. We want to breed, like, the health of these dogs isn't is separate from our thought process. Like, health testing is separate from our thought process with these dogs, that we want to breed dogs that die. And I don't like that. That is far from my thought. I didn't understand what about the health of these dogs when I first started, but now I understand. And yes, it runs hand in hand with breed type. It runs hand in hand with the standard. So when I speak
Absolutely,
about,
but if you ain't getting if you're not getting bad health in the dogs you pet home and sell and all that, and they're not coming up with bad health, then I don't really feel a need that you got to start spending all this unnecessary money on health testing until you know what I mean?
Fine. If you want it, that's
what you were saying, Ant?
Like if you want to, like, okay,
Hold on. Hold on, Ant. Let me pause a couple. Let me mute. Go ahead.
the breeding backwards part. This might sound crazy to hear from me, but I use like Major for me was a building, right? So I never stored him. Why? Because I'm not going back to that. The dog that I want is past him. So
Right.
I'll never go back to him because I line bred him. My line bred stuff is stronger than going back to him. So I'm going to use the upgraded versions of my stuff to go back to. So as I move forward, I'm going to move further away from him, but I'll be moving closer to the ultimate dog because I line bred him and that is stronger. So I'm going to move that forward.
That makes a lot of sense.
You know, so I don't need Major anymore. I need to upgrade the look. To upgrade the look, I had to line breed Major with that outcross is in there. Now I'm gonna go outside and bring in the phenotype that I want on my dogs. That I'm lacking. Some of the phenotype that I'm lacking for my dogs. So I can go out and use. Hell, I can use this dog. I can use B, for instance. And
yeah, but you also had some dogs that unfortunately you never got to use and utilize in your program that were already it.
Yeah, but and guess what? Nobody knows about them. And I just guess what? I saw it. Now I got to make a better one.
Yeah. Yep.
That's all that boils down to. A lot of people quit because they don't have a goal. They don't. Once they do it once, they don't know how to do it again. If I did it once, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it better the next time.
I think you already did.
Hey, but Zach said this, which makes a lot of sense. Man, you see all the time pet built off of dogs that died before 6 years. So why would you expect different in your dogs, or how are you improving upon blood with? All right, so Zach, it does make sense, but I have a line bred Dax male, which is shots fired, top and bottom, and he was bred a different way. He was bred a certain way, and he's going on 8 years old, and his offspring, unfortunately had probably like a couple offspring, maybe 3 offsprings in his 8 years of living that has passed. And I mean, all of his other dogs have been relatively healthy. I haven't.
That lived to
it. What you say?
My foundation male, which was Major, a Miyagi to a Dax daughter, he lived till 11 years old.
He's not shot. He's not 4 generations back. Shots Fired's mother is a Dax granddaughter, and on the top, Shots Fired's mother is a great granddaughter of Dax. So yeah, go check out his pet again.
There's a lot of dogs that come from the same gene pool but are different, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because some dogs in the genetic gene pool, right? And some gene pools don't have it.
Look at Lucky Luciano. That freaking, what's that dog? Is he double digits yet?
Double digits with what?
In age?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he like dog 15, hangs on trees and poles, and he still, from what I see, when I see Alex post a video of him, he still looks just like he did when he was in his prime.
He just gray around the mouth now.
I mean, I'm sure he's lost some of his size and mass with age, like all dogs do and people do, but he's still doing the same shit he was doing when he was a puppy. He's a direct Dax. He's a Dax son. I mean, it's hit or miss. You don't know. You don't. I used to think that way with Dax blood, and I was like, I'll never use Dax blood, but
it's just a strain that you use.
I've had out of all the dogs I've ever produced off my stuff, I only had one dog that died at 16 months old.
Hey, Zach, and that's my point. That's my point. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Just because a dog is bred close to Dax doesn't mean it's gonna be a sick dog that is gonna die. That's my point that I'm trying to make. That's the
nobody even really truly knows what Dax died of. There wasn't an autopsy done. You know what I mean? Nobody did an autopsy on that dog and said, yeah, this is exactly why this dog died. So,
Man,
that's just basically talking off of something else somebody else said when people talk about
Lucky Luciano and
Dax.
Maximus are both direct Dax kids up in age. You listen, there's
There's a lot more than them. Just them
exactly
two.
Magoo.
people
Magoo's
focus
like
on the bad.
15,
People
no?
people focus on the bad, man, and they highlight that as the norm, as what is leading the charge. No, it is not. Y'all are just fingering pause the fingering out the dogs that have failed versus the dogs that have not. And it's cool, man. It's cool. It's just a narrative that people are trying to pass,
There's way
man. It's
more
cool.
that haven't died than that have died.
but look, you want to know why? Because that topic is a negative topic. That topic will drive people to talk and bash other people. That's why the topic is
People love to do that shit.
so. Ain't nobody give nobody a healthy dog.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what's crazy? A lot of people in this community point fingers. Oh, heart murmurs, heart murmurs. Guess what? Every puppy that I had some kind. The doctor was like, "Oh, it's a low level heart murmur, but it's gonna go away," and not even concerned. With these big breeds, that happens with these pups. That's what I've been told. They have a low level heart murmur. Maybe like not all of them. Maybe like if I've had 6, 7 pups, maybe 5 of them. Oh, they've have a low level heart murmur. I take them back to the vet when they're like 6 weeks or 8 weeks. Nah, they're gone. They're all right. Now sometimes the vet is not hearing it right. Like they put it up to their chest and they're hit. It's all about what they're hearing as well too.
That's happened to
So
me.
so
I
a
had a
lot
vet
of
tell
these
me
dogs are
one of my puppies had a stage 3 heart murmur. I paid a G note for a echo test, and there was nothing wrong with that dog.
a lot of big dogs from Rottweilers, a lot of heavy dogs have this issue, have this heart murmur issue.
I had a
Healthy
heart murmur
healthy
as a kid,
dogs
and I
do
grew out of
matter.
it.
Healthy dogs do matter. But what's funny is there's people that point the fingers and say healthy dogs matter, but don't understand the breed that they're dealing with and the issues that these dogs have. And then like they can tap dance around the issues that these dogs have. Yeah, go ahead and highlight the healthy dogs that you have, but what about the dogs that
It
were
could be
in
the
that
food.
litter? It could be the food, it could be the environment, it could be
Grain-free
all kind
food
of things.
puts heart murmurs in puppies.
You said grain-free food?
Grain-free puppy food, yeah, it'll make your puppy make your puppy have a heart murmur. Yep, that my vet told me that.
And
My
lack of
vet's a
calcium.
very
People,
reputable breeder herself. She's been breeding dogs for 40 years.
there's some
So
people that believe that you ain't a good breeder if you're feeding your dog kibble. That's a fact. There's people that have all kind of they put their own spin of what a real dog breeder is and what a true dog breeder is. Yes, health testing. We should be health testing these dogs. Yes, we should be doing it. Yes, we should be health
Deja was
testing
health
these.
tested and she came out A1. And I haven't had a problem since. So until I do, she's the foundation of my yard. She's the dog I'm line breeding on.
Hey, sucker
So
free. What if I told you Embark is not 100, man? What if I told you Embark is they don't have all the dogs in the gene pool? So can they actually tell you about certain things with these dogs, especially our breed?
yeah, no, they don't
I
There's
had
a
a
lot of
lady.
things. There's a
I
lot of
had
things. Go
I had
ahead.
a lady that worked at a vet. I had bred one of her dogs. They do like lab tests at her vet. She told me, she said the same thing. She said Embark's never really 100% accurate because
Facts.
she said when people come to their vet to get a health test, they send theirs off to like something Maryland University vet, some big shit that most big vets. That's where they send their health shit to get the official word of what's wrong with your animals and stuff like that.
It's
But
a
she
level
said,
of panel. It's the level of paneling testing that they do. They do a
Yeah.
certain level of paneling testing at Embark where the lab you're talking about, they do a higher level of panel testing versus the Embark.
Facts.
He says they can give you carriers and not sound like you don't want to pay $150. $150 ain't shit, man, to pay for that. I don't have them in the gene pool because I don't test their they don't have it in the gene pool because they don't test their dogs. What? That doesn't make sense.
I can't even read these comments.
I get what he's saying. He's saying it more. So say for instance, like right now, say tomorrow, 50% of the breed sent in health test to Embar, right? Then if there was anything unknown that they don't have, it would pick up and be in the American Bully gene pool in their database. So then anybody else that tested for it, it would pop up. I see what he was saying. It
I
just
got what
breaks
you're
it.
saying. Not enough of us are testing our dogs, is what he's saying.
Mhm. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
These
That may be
puppies,
true.
these puppies I got right now, they're definitely getting the whole full works. They're getting the full works because they're the beginning of my foundation. So definitely they're getting the full works. Embark, all of that stuff. When they're the certain age, when they're the certain what is it, 2 years old, that they can take the hip test, the OFA testing.
Yeah, they got to be a certain age too.
Yeah, they have to be a certain age. What do he say? He says UC Davis, but even their database is as good as the submission, and the submissions are at maybe 15%, if that means only 15% of what falls under the American Bully umbrella.
Yeah, but what do you do about the people that have dogs out there that they know have hot murmurs and they still post the dog up for stud?
Thank you, MJ Bulls. I really appreciate it. He says really nothing good coming out your camp but tall reindeers. Thank you, fam. I appreciate that. I love my reindeers, man. Horns and everything. I got one over here called Rudolph too, man. We're gonna show the shit out of that motherfucker. His name's Rudolph.
Did you really do that?
Yeah, nah. I'm just not, shit like that doesn't even get me mad and upset, man. I mean, it's cool.
At the end of the day, as long as you like what you're feeding and you like what you got, that's all that matters.
Yeah, man.
That's why I only really sell to pet people, man. They don't ever complain about nothing. They just want a dope ass, healthy dog, a beautiful dog. They don't a companion.
Who's Trapzilla?
Trapzilla is
and he said we breed it. I don't even know who the dog is. He talking about y'all still breed to the dog.
Hey, look, you know what's crazy?
What's up, man?
Trapzilla is a tool, man. You don't use that dog.
Who he is?
I mean, I don't want to cut down the dog, but you got to watch where you use it. That's all.
Yeah, the fact that he just said that, and this morning actually, I had a guy tell me something about so he co-owns a female with somebody, Trapzilla daughter, and they bred her, and they had some real heavy complications with that.
Mm-hmm.
And a few weeks ago, somebody else told me the same situation, and these people don't know each other either. Like they don't even know each other for them to have the same issue. So yeah, you gotta watch. It's not all about the hype.
Right, but what I'm asking, he's saying y'all are still breeding to that dog. I don't understand y'all. Like I'm not
be talking about the community or something.
Okay, because I ain't breeding, and he's saying reindeers. So obviously, he's breeding exotics. That's like an exotic slang right there, reindeers. So if you're talking about, hey, nobody cares about the breed.
Shit, I do.
I love this breed, bro.
Shit, I do. I don't sell. I
don't breed for stack off dogs. I breed for show dogs, man. I don't breed dogs to stand on the table, man. Hey, I'm gonna block this dude, man. Bye.
Yeah, some people are just looking for.
I'm gonna tell you what really
out of
happened.
here, bro.
It's
So,
really it's really Randy's fault. Randy took
it's
Randy
always
be
my
taking
fault, man. I've been taking
Randy
the blame for 10 years. I'm good.
Randy
I'm
be
okay
taking
with that.
Yeah. Hey
Lonnie.
Joel, man, I built grand champions and stack that shit up, but they got grand champion titles.
Hell yeah.
Hey, man,
Randy
that's
brought
what's up.
He brought Lonnie back out to Spielberg's show like 2 years in a row. And ever since then, everybody started breeding extreme dogs because Randy had an extreme female.
She's 5 this year, man. But you know what? She's still very clean and correct.
Yeah,
Anything
I
else,
know.
anything more, she probably wouldn't be. So that's what I'm doing. I'm breeding that. I'm trying to have a whole yard full of Lonnies.
Look at Boogie.
Everybody. Oh, Boogie.
Look at
Well,
Zabi.
yeah, she kept it clean and correct. So that's how I know I can get away with a lot more than what other people can get away with. So now I'm gonna start breeding the more masked up dogs, thicker dogs, bigger dogs. And if they got a little bit of a high rear, or if they got a little bit of goofy feet or whatever, because I know I'm so line bred on Vinny blood and some blood that keeps phenomenal feet on dogs and had phenomenal feet, I can get away with shit. So that's why. You know how many people hit me up was like, I can't believe you're putting Oscar on Lonnie, and I was like, watch, just watch what it does. And now everybody's like, yo, I want the same people that said that shit talking about, yo, you taking early lock-ins on that dog? I'm like, no.
Yeah, man.
I thought I was crazy and stupid to breed Lonnie to that dog. You know? So
Hey, man, definitely.
no.
We need to definitely do better. He says when you have a superior female in your program, it's nothing to breed to fire males. That's facts, man. Like that. That's what I breed for. I breed for females. That's why you don't see in my house too many males that I promote.
Bro, Boogie and Popeye are the only males I have over here, and I have 12 dogs over here.
I have 7, and I have 3 males, and 2 of them are the pups. So I have one stud
the stud I originally Larry. I placed Larry with some pet people. He was my Waffle House son. He was one of the nicer. He was, I think, number 5 grand champion. And I bred him once. But you know what? I seen that was somebody else's lane. Tone was doing the Waffle World Star stuff, and so wasn't most of Duval. So just because I like to be different, I never did that mix. I could do that mix still to this day. Larry's still alive and well. Ain't nothing wrong with Larry.
But that's not the look. That's not the look that you're going for,
No.
and that's not the look that I'm going for. I'm moving away from that, but knowing that I have it on the back end as a safety net is a good thing.
You'll always have it, and at the end of the day, it's a line breeding to Vinny, mixing
Right.
that blood. So you're still line breeding, you know. You like all that edge blood in Waffle House is touching all that blood in World Stars pedigree. So you still you know, that dog I told you about, Joel in Virginia, that's the dog I want to see you breed to.
There's this dog right here.
That Chaos son.
Yeah, the whatchamacallit blood, the chaos blood.
A couple months ago. The one that's
Hold up.
he's a Chaos son, but it's Chaos bred to 2 times line bred cash pot granddaughter. He looks just like Blue, bro, but with a better rear. And he's a big bastard too. He's big.
Is the one you talking about that was running on a video?
Yeah, big worm.
I'm talking about this boy right here.
Oh no, yeah, no, bro. I've been talking to Mark B. That's another dog that
he's right around the corner. He's right around it. I've already talked to him, bro.
I'm glad you did.
I've already talked to him. Yo, look at this. Look at this. Hold up.
I love that dog. There you go. Good. Oh, you got the video too, huh? He's a bad dude, man. And you want to know what? He has some serious consistency.
Corrupt Blood Sosa. Yeah, that's him. I'm actually gonna take both my females to him. I'm gonna take Pup Smoke, and I'm gonna take Sage to him.
How tall is that dog?
He's a standard. He's like, I think he's like 17 inches, right? Around 17,
Yeah, I think he's right under that.
right under.
But pretty much he's 17 inches. I think Mark said pretty much.
Yeah, definitely. I'm using that dog, man, because
Wide too. He's wide as fuck. He's got huge bone. He's got crazy headpiece. His father had the crazy head, and it's a lot. So you're gonna get the spread. You're gonna get the bone and the headpiece because it's super line bred, and it's a few generations of his stuff. So
yeah, I like what he's got over there, man.
he's got a lot of nice dogs over there. He just doesn't get them out.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
And those are the people who I like going and breeding the dogs to. My dogs to is people who are not out there like that, man, but got dogs like that. You know, that adds something to our yard, adds another piece to the puzzle that's missing in our yard, man. And that's definitely another reason why I'm going to that dog, man. With both my females.
A dog that ain't out there like that. I
Huh?
know what you did, Mr. Renica.
Oh yeah, man. You see me? I chase all the nobodies, man. I look for them gems, man.
Me too. That dog Big Worm. Nobody knows about that dog Big Worm.
I don't know nothing, man. I keep all my hats.
I don't know nothing.
I play dumb, man, when they need to, man. You know.
Some of the nicest dogs out there are sitting on somebody's couch just chilling.
Yeah, that's why I cheat, man. I cheat out over all you guys because I get to see every dog in the world, so I get to cheat. You know.
Oh shit.
No.
and not just that, you get to do your research early. So if that you like that dog, but you feel like there's a brother or there's the uncle or nephew that's better than that dog, you're gonna have the ups on that kind of information too.
You got it. You know, I try to use all that, man. That's one thing that's the perks about being a judge is not only that. I don't do no Instagram shopping, man. My hands are on that sucker. I'm seeing everything. Then I'm going in other stages of siblings, litter mates, what all that goes. I mean, that's the big factor. But I build all my stuff on it, and everybody knows me as dogs that are up and comers. Like the one I just did recently, Casino, man. He's a badass. Jay Perez's dog. He's kind of, he's out there, man. But he's a special dog, but not hot right now. But those are the dogs I like. You know, those are the money dogs, man. For me, you know.
So which way are you going? Which way are you going, Ray?
Dog out there.
Ray, which way are you going with your blood?
Right now, man, my yard was built off of Grim. Honestly, my foundation is Reliance blood, though, so it's been locked in, luckily for me, to the point where those girls I can pretty much throw at.
Hold on.
Table. So I don't really have it going any way particular. I'm just waiting for these dogs to come of age so I can judge what's going on and I can breed, to the complementary flaws of what I'm getting right now. So there's a lot of line breeding coming in off of Reliance, and then I start outcrossing that to a lot of line bred Grim. I just did a breeding with Machiavelli. I'm looking at Luca Brasi. I like him a whole lot. He's one of my favorite dogs.
I put my hands on that boy.
He's one of my favorite
dog, man.
He's a nice dog.
Yeah,
I gotta give Bernard props because I just did a breeding with him, and I know you guys seen a couple of my females, and those are Luca daughters mixed with my bitches. Yeah, so if you see the Miss Hunter K Scarlet Grand Champion, that's a Luca daughter. So we'll give Bernard props there,
Absolutely.
Yeah, Bernard definitely knows what he's doing, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at some Luca Brasi. I did some Machiavelli stuff.
Nice.
I did a breeding with Machiavelli a couple months ago. Those pups are like 10 weeks, and I was blown away. So I went straight back to him with one of my Grim daughters, and now because what I got with Machiavelli, I'm interested in trying to see more of what Luca Brasi is doing, because I have a golden child litter too, so I can see where that mom came into. And then I see the difference from what I did with Golden Child and what I did with Machiavelli. And Machiavelli is slept on. So now I'm just looking at it like, okay, this difference I see here has to be from Luca Brasi. So He's my next focus.
I give him props, man, and I don't give a lot of dogs all props, but he's definitely and I'm a big supporter of Grim. Grim's my new stuff that's been bringing. To go back to Anthony, like I have 17 years of creations. I don't have two times. I'm still creating, so I'm always taking my 100%, mixing it with my creation, and taking it right back to my line bred. So now I'm only adding that 25% and carrying the 75% what I want. You know. Yeah, you got it. That's my game. I've done it for I've been doing it since 1991. I mean, I did it with the Watchdog bloodlines. I did it with the Evolution blood, the Mini Bull Terriers. You know, so it's I'm the old dog, but that's the way to truly build it and go forward. Never. Well, if you 2 times, 3 times, and I don't diss anybody that does that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. But for me, that's locking in the problems that I don't want. I want to lock in what I want, and then I want to bring in that outsource for that 25, and then take it back to get my 75% creation. You know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't really know where I'm gonna go, man. To be honest with you, I'm just trying to let these dogs grow up so I can see, what I have.
Beautiful, man. Hey, you got that smart. You ain't jumping in. You ain't. Oh shit, man! I'm hyping on the dog because you don't know if that dog's gonna work with you yet, man. So smart man.
Y'all got me over here now. I am trying to see what is up with this guy.
Awesome, love to see it.
So I seen that dog moving. I went straight to that dude's fucking page, man. He's right here in Virginia. Like I feel ashamed of myself letting shit like this fly under the radar without me.
So Zachary Robinson said, "See, that comes back to what you're saying. Are you breeding? Are you line breeding your own dogs or dogs in your ped? You have to line breed the dogs in the ped before you can start line breeding your own dogs first. Like you have to line breed towards that ped first before I can breed my first female and the first male that I have from 2 different breedings, if that makes sense. I have to go by the blueprint first before I can go and this is a terrible stream. Wow. You don't have to be here, fam.
Another hater?
He said you be you and represent you. He says this is a terrible stream. Comment is disabled while you're commenting and I'm showing your comments because you're talking about legal dog fighting. No, I'm not, man. I'm not talking about dog fighting. We're talking about breeding.
And dog fighting, man, wake up. It's a part of the dog world, man. It's not that you're a part of it or you condone it or you do. It's reality. You know what I mean? Just like history is history, man. You learn from history and you come off of history. You can't change it. And if you change it, then we ain't going forward, man. You know.
This person probably just jumped in here, heard us say battle
box or do whatever martial arts.
Lost their mind.
Man, get rid of that dude.
I'm about to.
Yeah.
Battle cross. Got triggered.
But yeah, it's just, and you can't, the history, a lot of our history is from pit bulls. I mean, I have a big part of it. I mean, game dogs, was I fighting them? No, but a lot of the stuff that was back in those days before the watchdog bloodlines and all that was gamey dogs, man. That's what it was.
Absolutely.
Game dog is
I mean, not to say, we used to get dogs from Mexico. They were grand champion fighters, never fought them in the world. We'd adopt them, bring them over here and give them the best lives in the world, but they still carried those titles. I wasn't promoting it and selling for that, but they were still, people want to drive dogs. So it proved that they had drive, not that we were fighting them, but I mean, that's 20, 25 years ago, but that's how it was done,
People are still breeding them same dogs and breeding them traits into them, but they use them for hog stuff now.
Randy, totally, man. We come from the same areas. We're old school game dog guys.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Hey Ray, look at the comment right there. They put that up way before you started looking at that.
Yeah, no, I started looking at it because you guys were talking about it. So I pulled it up to see what was going on. Where is this dog at?
That dog is in
did he sell it or did he place it out?
Dog. That's Capone.
This dog alive?
I think he's
still alive. He's still alive.
I think he retired him.
I asked him. He said he's still alive.
I gotta get in contact with this guy, man.
I
That's a
give
big,
you. I'll link you. I'll
big
link
with
you.
that
I'll
dog.
link you to him. I'll link you to him, man.
That's a big ass dog. Wide too. He's wide. He's got
Everything
a
on
lot of
this
spread.
dude page is fucking put together.
Hey, man, he's right here in Virginia too. Right
Yep.
here in Virginia.
I'm ashamed of myself, man.
He's about 2 hours away from you. Probably like about 2 hours away from you.
Where is he?
He's got a lot of nice dogs.
I think he's
757?
yeah,
He's close to you.
yeah. He's an
I'll make
hour
a
away.
field
He's like
trip
an
out of
hour
it.
away from me.
I'm making
Oh,
a field
okay,
trip
cool.
out of it. We can go together.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's. I'll set something up. I'll hit him up and set something up.
It's spring break this week, so my kids are home, so I can get out.
All right, bet. I'll set something up. I'll set something
Sure,
up, man.
sure,
Definitely.
sure.
That and see, this is what it takes, man. Like instead of see, Randy's notorious for this, man, because Randy is he's a strategic breeder, is like a lot of breeders like John is like this as well. He won't tell you shit about the dogs that they're breeding to, right? They won't tell you nothing. Me, I'll tell you the dogs that I'm breeding to. You know why? Because you can't do the same breed. It is impossible for you to do the same breeding that I'm doing. You're gonna have to jump through hell and high waters to come out with the same outcome. Man, if you do this, go ahead, breed to that dog. You might have a better outcome than me. Go ahead to do it.
I want people
Facts.
to do it so I have more line breeding options
Facts.
when my bitches come.
Let's
of age.
go. Let's go.
And
Like,
number
you
one,
just told me
both of
you
you
had
are doing it for a reason. That's the number one factor right there. You're bringing them for
Yeah,
a
you get this group
reason.
of guys out
Well, you told me you have some Luca stuff,
not
so
doing it.
now I'm gonna tap in with you when I get off here and see what you have going on with Luca, bro.
You see what we've created? We've created a web. And this is what needs to happen. This is like creating the old board back in the day. What was the board back in the day?
Oh yeah. I remember it, man. Yeah.
What was the bully
MSN
board? MS. This is the upgraded version of the MSM board. We're actually linking people to breeders who are doing it right. Look at what somebody in the comment section said, something about Mark B. Somebody in here said something about Mark B. And look, boom. Now we're going on a field trip to go check out what, and that's what it's all about. And somebody else in the chat is looking up Mark B right now and looking up what this man has. And this is what we are creating a web. And this is what platforms like this. See, there's people that didn't know that John Ronaker has Luca Brasi blood, knee deep Luca Brasi blood over there. And now they can go over there and link themselves to John now, because now they didn't know that he had a certain blood with strong characteristics that they can use. Exactly. And this is the new and improved MSM board. Mark and Madeline.
Beautiful. And hey, Ray, man, I got a boy off of him that I only broke out twice. He won every show, 4 shows, champed out, and then won 2 champ classes. And I haven't even promoted him yet. You'll see him, Sammy the Bull. You'll hear that.
How old is he?
He just turned 2.
What's on his bottom?
Oh, just only the national winner, only female to ever win it. Only Rowdy Town, only Grand Champion Bob, only Champion Little Stitch. Or I shouldn't say Grand Champion, Little Situation. All my shit has been built off of Little Situation stuff, from Rowdy Town, Chumpers, to everything.
We're gonna have to link. Because I also, with my Reliance, I run a lot of Blue Notes, which carries a lot of what you're saying. Blue Notes, Willie, Reliance, they kind of run hand in hand. I just feel like Blue Notes dogs are a little bit taller, where they went the Chumper route.
Yeah.
Blue Notes kind of ran theirs through Rowdy.
Hey, but Marquise, what's their name on Facebook?
So we're gonna have to link, because
heck yeah. And now you know Grand Champion Promise, Lou's dog Promise. Now their mama's litter mates with her, Grand Champion Grilla. So that's another litter mate connection with that too, alone right there. So, and I'm always one, and I promote this because I don't want people to get sad in there, because everybody's like, they want to produce their own. They want to produce, so they're like, they don't want to outsource. Outsource and outcrossing is huge. Like it is huge in this breeding game, man. So don't ever shed away not from going outside or bringing new females in. I mean, bring that shit in and make the best that you can do. You know.
Spell your
Hey
last
Zach, I
name,
sent you.
man.
Hey Zach, I just inboxed you the link, Zach.
Ronica?
He says, "See, this is the comments that I like. Finally, we get a good love this brother looking out for each
Is that
other
right?
and
That's you?
teaching each other facts, man. That's what we're here for, man.
Way
I
to
don't
go.
know it all.
Way
I
to
don't
go,
know it all.
Malone. Way to go.
I,
Good quote,
I,
brother.
I don't know it all, but this is why I have people, these brothers up here on here. Tyree, man, you've been a little quiet, man. Go, what you got to add, fam?
I'm just listening.
He
You on the block,
said,
yo?
Hey, Tyree's new to. Hey,
Yo,
Tyree.
he's smoking. He
Ways
didn't
up.
invite us, man. He left me out on the smoke, man. Come on now.
Joe Mills says
Ways
Drew
up.
Zimmerman has Chumper Brothers
Roadblock.
roadblocks blood
Yeah.
heavy in his yard.
Yeah.
I
Great
love
guy.
Chumper, man. Hey, I love Chumper, man. I love Chumper has that fucking he is the definition of an American bully, man. When
Hey,
you see that dog,
a
man, when
lot
I first
of
seen
people
that dog, man, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
listen, Chumpa's
You seen
brother
Chumper Brother?
was a more a
Nah, I need
bullier,
to see him.
more of a headpiece dog.
Let me look. Roadblock.
Yeah, actually, Roadblock is Drew Zimmerman owns Roadblock, which he's a litter mate of Chumpers.
Yeah,
And
he had
Drew
more box here, head and muzzle and
He
stuff.
line bred that dog.
props out to Drew. Drew's one of those silent guys like us. He's done quality shit all the time.
Drew's done a lot, man, in this game, man.
And he pushes those limits. He's not pushing it to the exotic. He's keeping it to the real, to the show ring, confirmation, but putting a wow factor in it. So I give him props all day, man.
What's the name of the dog he's talking about? The dog's name Road. That's a bloodline roadblock.
Roadblock. Blockbuster or something like that.
No, Roadblock, I believe is his name, man. He just did some line breeding with him, and he came out with some smaller dogs, but some badass. They still got the wow factor. They're not chopped up. They're not like a bunch of body parts thrown together. They're pretty structurally good, you know.
What does he look like? What is he? A blue dog?
That happens.
I love Drew, man. He's about as wide as he is tall. Hey, Drew, you know I love you. I can say that, man. You're about as wide as you are tall, brother. I love you, man.
Yo,
he's been all kinds of shit. Doesn't he fuck with reptiles too?
Hell yeah, man. He's a good dude, man. Good man. Really good man.
I never met him. I just see shit on Facebook.
I hope that works out for you, Joe. I hope it works out for you, fam.
Yeah. I give props only props. If you're a dickhead, I'll tell you just like it is, man. You know me, no holds bar here, man. You know, if you got soft feelings, man, go home and talk to mama, man. Never wipe your ass.
Yeah, I had soft feelings before, man. I had to learn.
Yeah.
I had to learn that if I love the truth, man, I'm gonna have to deal with whatever's being told to me. And if it's false, it doesn't apply to me. But if it's the truth, it definitely applies to me, and I need to face it, fix it, or do something, relative to that truth. So
and that's only props to you, brother, because like I said, we've known each other since the beginning. You've only evolved and intelligently evolved, and no ignorance, no nothing, you know. And even myself, I've changed my yard over 20 years more than my underwear. I mean, people got to realize you get rid of dogs. It evolves, man. You got to go forward, you know.
Absolutely.
Zachary Robinson, what's popping, man? This is the first time I'm meeting you, man. Welcome to the platform. He's been in the chat, and he's been giving some very good, valuable information. He's been naming some kennels with some dope dogs. What do you have to add to the conversation that we've been talking about, Zach? If you don't mind me calling you, I know you don't want me calling you Zachary, man. You know, I know people call you Zach, man. I can't hear you.
10 different.
Hold up. Let me. Go ahead, fam. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting like echo on my own self.
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay.
You got earpiece. You got headphones.
Okay. Let me. Yeah, I got some. Hold up for just 1 second.
I can hear him good.
We can hear you really good, man. I think it's just echoing and it's delaying him, though.
All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let me put it up.
I hear my wife cussing out the pups right now.
Oh, hold up for just a second. All right.
And it looks like he's talking to somebody a little bit more tech savvier than he is right now. I know that look right there. That my bad, John. You on mute. My bad. Go ahead, John.
No, I'm saying I played that computer shit too. So man, much love, man.
I know. I was about to say that's the John Ronaker tech confused look, right?
Hell yeah, brother. I'll admit my mistakes, man. I ain't perfect, that's for sure.
What you got to say, Zach? Man, go ahead and give us your truth, man.
We're giving him much love. We're hanging in with him, man. We ain't bailing.
We're trying.
Dogs are something I've been involved with for going on 18 years now, bro. But I approach it.
You're going in and out. You're going in and out. You're choppy. You're really. There's your finger on the bottom of the phone. Is your hand on the bottom of the phone?
He might be out in the woods and just has bad reception.
Shit, I'm out in the woods too.
Sometimes you know what I had to do? I had the echo too. I had to go off and then back on.
Yeah,
go out and come back.
Broadband, but we are in the holler.
Come out and come back in, Zach.
Let me try and do that right quick.
All right, fam. Try to get a headpiece too. Try to get an earphones too. So yeah, this is a perfect conversation for the community. I mean, we need to be having more conversations like this. I see Ray with his Ped Talk, if I'm right? Ped Talk. If that he started the conversation, a deeper dive into the conversation with pedigree and these dogs, and how we should be moving properly with these dogs. So y'all go check out Ped Talk on YouTube. Go check out DCB Ray on Instagram or Facebook. Man, he brings light to the conversation. Do you want to add more to the?
I would say I'm not trying to tell anybody how to move or how to breed. Just a space for people that breed like-minded, that care about the pheno and the geno of the dogs, and on this new breed, and try to kind of have some type of database of saying like, hey, we seen what happens when we do this. We know what happens when we do that. And just kind of have some discussions about, what do we know about what's already there, instead of trying to reinvent the wheel. Just have a discussion. I don't care if people don't line breed or if they do line breed. I just want to have a conversation with the people that do care about the history of the blood.
Yes, and this is what we're here for. This is what this platform is also here for. I mean, we're gonna have our haters. We're gonna have people who don't agree with what I have to say, but that's cool. If we can respectfully agree to disagree, that's cool, because just because I'm not breeding the same way you're breeding, because look, Ray is not breeding towards the show ring, right? Ray doesn't really care about
I wouldn't say that. Like, I kind of want to be on the edge of it, man. Like,
well, really, what I'm trying to say is you care. I care more about the show ring than you care about the show ring. You care more about creating the dog that meets the standard.
I want a dog that can exist in both. If it can't exist in both, then I would rather it exist in the extreme category.
Right, you changing up what you're saying when we talked in private, but that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That is cool. That's cool, man. You would have straddled the fence now instead of standing on one end. That is cool, man. I
want to be right on the edge of it.
He wants to be on the edge of that bitch now, but. Before he was like, man, I don't give a fuck about the show ring. Fuck the show ring.
No, don't get it confused. I never said that. I said that I don't believe the show ring is what's pushing the breed forward. I believe the most movement in the direction of this breed is happening outside of the show ring. No, I care about the standard. I care about the show ring. But honestly speaking, that is not what I feel is moving the breed in the direction that it's going to be in the next 5 to 10 years.
And I have to agree with them, man, because like the people are, they're stuck. The show ring people are stuck with a certain mental like movement. But the breed is all about identification and look. And I don't want to get into preaching all that, but he's kind of got a truth to that. Until we bring in that newer look, that newer style into the ring, they're not going to go hand in hand. Right now, they're fighting each other. You know what I mean? In my eyes, because I'm the same with you. I'm on the edge. Look at the dogs that I push. I push them right to that edge. They're to the standard, but they're borderline. Maybe some of the old school guys would go, "Oh no, that's a little too exotic. There's a little too much wrinkle there." But that's what is now is we're pushing it. And the reason why I always preach that and that different look, because it gives us a separate identification. No one looks back at a terrier traits. It gives its own look. So that's why the new style to me is huge, and I preach it so much, man.
Go ahead, Zach. What do you got to add?
Sorry.
I think the show ring and the show life only accounts for maybe 25% of what falls under the American Bully umbrella. You know what I mean? Those dogs only account for a fraction of what is encompassed as American Bully.
Guys, the fam just got home, man. I got to get these kids to bed.
Look at that. Joe Mills.
Wish y'all the best, man. I'll holla.
Right, peace out, Randy. Good talking, brother.
Yep. I'll see you, Johnny, and everybody else.
You got it, bro.
Much love.
Hey, Joe. Look what Joe Mills
said.
I
like that comment.
Joe Mills said they got dogs with structures and shelters. They don't have bullies with breed types in the shelters.
I hate to say that's right, but that's right.
Hey, bring that up again, please.
You screenshot that?
I'm going to.
What pisses me off is people that don't think we can breed health into it's a new look and we need time to catch up, right?
The American, it's got to go together, brother.
Yeah,
it does. I agree with that, but the people don't look at all dogs, even the health people who think these dogs are so healthy have issues that are light issues, and they have issues that are very serious issues. All dogs, every last one of them have issues, man. So when we look at the American Bully and we say, "Oh, they have this issue," we harp on it like it's we got to breed away from it. Yeah, we got to breed towards a more healthier dog and get away from that. Yeah, that's the work that we have to do. But I hate when people
got to stop looking at the middle ground as the bad ground. If it's what's best for the breed as a whole and to make sure that this breed withstands the test of time, then it's not a step back. You know what I mean? It's an actual improvement. What you see is too many people going hard trying to outdo the next man, and it's often done at the cost of health and functionality and longevity of life and stuff like that. You've got to find that middle ground, and it's got to stop. People got to stop thinking that, are you taking a more extreme built dog to a classic is a bad thing, like you're losing something. What you might be losing some size, but what you gain in the rest should be worth the payoff. The trade-off is what I'm saying.
But even there, the bottom line is, as a breeder, that should be in what you're breeding. If you have an unhealthy dog and you're breeding it, that's a fuck up in breeding. Because there is, I'll show you right now, 9 in my yard or sitting in my living room right now, that not one's huffing and puffing. But I tell you what, every one of them is extreme. They're boned up, masked up, and so. But in my breeding program, health, the breathing issues, that's all been a factor over the last 17 years. So that's what people got to and quit using the train wrecks, because there's many dogs that are extreme out there that are badass that don't have the health troubles.
And we just showed a couple of them too.
You got it. Then
Yeah, yeah.
these are the dick riders that are trying to fuck up everything. And I'm going to say it just like that because they don't have the product, they don't have the education to understand, and then they just pick out those few train wrecks to use as examples, man. You know.
Or they haven't breed enough to understand this breed. They've done only a few breedings, and now they think, "Oh, okay, I know this breed." When they really don't. When they know you can have two classic dogs that don't have any breathing issues. Breed those two together and have a few dogs within that breeding that have breeding issues. This is just what we're working with. Yeah, you're gonna have to.
To a degree, but you got to realize that the genotype of the dogs is going to affect. You're putting dogs together. You got to learn what traits they're heterozygous for, homozygous for, and when you're combining it with other, if you're line breeding off of certain dogs in there, what traits they were homozygous for and heterozygous for, and then it's a numbers game, the laws of inheritance and stuff like that, If people are getting into these dogs and they don't even have the basic concept of genetics at all. They've probably glazed over Darwin and Mendel in high school or something, if that. But all of that stuff applies. It applies to all plants and all animals.
Well, and just to touch, I'm sorry.
Plants and animals are both the easiest things on this planet to manipulate and to make them how we want. So if I can take a fucked up plant, right? Excuse my French. If I can take a messed up plant, right, that's not desirable and add, but there's certain traits in this plant that I want to exhibit in a more healthier plant, and I can breed that into a healthier plant and make a hybrid. Yeah, that hybrid's gonna need some work to breed out some of those bad traits that I want out from that undesirable plant. It's gonna take
jump off, man.
All right, man. I love you, man. Take it easy, man. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, it might take a few years to take those undesirable traits away from this plant that I want to make a beautiful rose, or my own hybrid of this rose that I want to separate myself. I don't want it to look like this. I just want to take certain traits from this to that. But this plant that I'm using has a strong foundation. So when I use this plant, it's basically drowning out like the percentage of the certain plants that I've already added into that is going to drown it. But yeah, you know what? It's going to have 50% or whatever when I add it directly. But now I need to breed it out with some more healthier plants. We understand that. We all understand that. We're all doing that, right? So when people start to talk about the health of the dogs and we're breeding, huh?
I wouldn't say we all are.
No, not we all are, but there is a lot of people doing it. But a lot of breeders make it seem like there's more people that aren't doing it. Yeah, we might not be actually doing the tests that, the DNA test, but we can see before there was all these breeding tests, before there wasn't all these breeding tests, before these healthy pit bulls was out, right? Years and years ago, y'all trusted the health of these pit bulls. Where was these health tests at before all of these pit bulls were being bred? These generations and generations and generations and generations of these pit bulls that were being bred. There weren't health tests. People were using their eye test with these dogs and looking at what they was producing first before all these health tests are basically kind of new, when it comes.
Well, but for real, they are new, it's become like bully insurance is what it is.
Facts.
It's because a lot of dogs have died young, so it's like having those tests done on your dog is some kind of reassurance to your customers and your clients that you're doing things that the money that they're investing with you isn't going to be wasted if the dog dies at 2. You know what I mean?
Facts.
No, I agree with that point too. But like look at me, I'm old school breeder. You see, I do one test. You think I run into these reverse project, all these? Come on, man. I don't do that. I'm old school. I got a dog right now that's.
I've guaranteed every dog I've ever sold for the last 17 years. I've only had to replace one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I know, you know what I mean. I know I'm doing something right.
Same thing. I've never out of 30 some
And
years
really,
I've
I
never
only
had
did
to
it because I
replace.
felt bad for it because they got hit by a car
Yeah.
a week after he had it. So you know, I felt bad for him. I just
Yeah,
gave him.
but it happens. No matter, even if we do all the testing we do, you still have a chance, just like you and
Oh,
I as humans, to have birth effects. It happens. It could be environment. It could not even be genetic. It could be
yeah.
environmental.
It
You
could
know.
be husbandry related. It could be anything. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, I still do everything old school. Like I said,
It
I
could
have
be
my
it
one.
could be the flip of the coin too. It could
Yep.
just be the flip of the coin.
Yeah.
But I do agree that health testing does give you a better accuracy of what where you should go with these dogs. That is facts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody
at
is
least where you
disagreeing with
can. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah, I agree with you too, Zach. I mean, I'm not. It's an added insurance and stuff, but you as a breeder, and if you put stuff together, and I'm not saying you can't see a heart murmur, but you yourself should know if you're a smart enough breeder what you're breeding to. You know, I mean, it's common sense. If there's a breathing problem or there's issues like that, it's not just going to be behind closed doors. You're going to see it in movement. You're going to see when it heats up. You're going to see when this dog gets excited. You're going to see a lot of those issues that you need to pay attention to. You know, as just common sense, paying attention.
I'm a
You
new
know,
breeder.
yeah,
If in all actuality, I'm learning on the job. And John has seen my growth, and there's other people that have seen my growth while
100%.
I've been doing this. Like I went from not knowing anything to knowing as much as I can learn from my mentors, from John, from now you, Zach, from Tyree, from DCB Ray, from Sucker Free. I'm learning on the job, because my first dog was an American Bully, 2015, an American Bully. I didn't have parents that grow up that was raised with dogs. I didn't have, my parents chopped chickens' heads off in Trinidad. They hunt down armadillos and they did stuff like that. They didn't have, they had a pet. It was a damn goat. You know what I'm saying? That they was planning on killing, and using as food. They was raising that motherfucker as food. So I didn't have the the capability of an uncle or aunts or father or anything like brothers to have any dogs. My first knowledge of dogs was in 2015, and it didn't even start there. My real knowledge of dogs started in 2018. It
Gotcha.
started in 2018, and I haven't seen many people that have been doing this, like learn dogs from 2018 with the level of competence that I have, and started a platform to bring people together and to push knowledge for this breed out like this. There's not too many people that have been.
It's a passion. People are born animal people, and some people wind up being animal people later on in their life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I've always been, I've been animal person my entire life. I've always gravitated towards animals. I was working in shelters and shit like that when I was a juvenile. Of course, it was forced on me. I was a troublemaker little shit, but like, I've been around dogs my entire life, pretty much, or animals of some sort.
Right.
Not me.
And that was a good question that somebody just popped off. Is a lot of people, and they said it clearly, are not new to dogs; they're new to breeding. You know what I mean? So that's the knowledge that we need to talk about more so the breeding and the experiences, like myself, all the experiences that I have had over the years. That's kind of like a lot of my knowledge. I try to from what my experience goes a long way. I mean, we can all read a book. And we all went to school. I got multiple degrees, but did you really learn your job until you're hands-on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the degree.
Application, man. Trial and error, finding out what works, what doesn't work, and it's not.
I mean, I got my nursing
universal.
degree.
I live in Tennessee, where land is cheap, property is cheap. Cost of living is cheap. My breeding program is going to be different than somebody who lives, in New York or something like that, where their, cost of living is way high. you know, every time they're going to the vet, they're dropping $1,000. You know what I mean? Like
You
I
ain't
can go
kidding, bro.
get, you know, I can go get C-sections for $500. You
Right.
know, same, you know, sometimes I can go get my dog's ears chopped for $150. You know, up in New York, they're charging $800 to go get a dog crop.
Oh yeah.
Canada, $1,000 a pup. You know,
Oh yeah.
so it all depends on where they're, you know, it's not, there's not a universal code to uh, raising these dogs or doing these dogs, because it's all locale specific too. A lot of it.
Yeah, services especially. Services are, you know, from the south to north and from Virginia to New York. They're all. I'm not a vet fan. I try not to be
Yeah.
negative and not promote it, but I think they're just money hungry pieces of shit. You know,
Well, yeah, it's all
in my
depend. It's
mind.
all dependent on what
You need.
on
That's why
several factors. If they own or rent their building, how
Yeah.
many employees they have,
if they're
how long
breeders,
they've been in
Yeah.
business, stuff like that. You know, if they don't have that overhead where they have to meet their $5,000 building rent every month, then they probably wouldn't charge what they charge. You know
I
what I
agree.
mean?
I
And
agree.
it's the
not
same.
just
It's
that,
the same.
not just that. You also have. I'm sorry for cutting you off. But
Oh no.
you also have vets that are breeders that I'd rather go to. I'd rather go to a vet that has show dogs. There's a lot of vets that are AKC that have AKC show dogs, or that
Yeah.
are judges, or that used to be judges that are vets now, or their wives are vets, and they are breeders. I tell all people, listen, try to go to a vet that's a breeder, because they're going to understand what you're going through better than a vet that asks you, look, do you want your dog spayed or do you want your dog neutered? That's the first warning right there. When the people
Exactly.
start, when the vet starts to ask you if you want your dog spayed or neutered, that's when you need to start thinking about that vet, and if you need to keep
Yeah.
going to that vet.
Well, not just that, but a lot of vets have prejudice towards any kind of bull breed to begin with because
Facts.
of, man, their own life experiences or professional experiences, the type of people who have brought in them type of dogs to them. So they have it in their head that, you know, these people they're never responsible. You know, my vet gives you
Okay.
bills. You know what I mean? If they bring a dog in with parvo, you can be like, see, that little $15 shot would have saved you this $1,000 bill I'm about to give you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I don't blame him. You know what I mean? If that's been his life experience, is the majority of people who own these type of dogs are irresponsible, then that is the truth.
Hey,
I mean, I've been fortunate with the vets, man. I mean, I've had the same vet for 30 years. She's a farm vet. She's you know, she's not even you know, so I've been fortunate there, but I've seen a lot of horror stories running off the bills. That's why I'm not just to tell you that the dog's got the
Yeah.
shits. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah,
hey,
dude, you're $150 in before you even, you know, it's because as soon as you walk in, they want to do a fecal. They want
Yeah.
to. Have you been vaccinated? Oh, you have. Oh well, we don't accept other vet clinics, or we don't accept personal vaccination, so we got to do that. And before you're even there for the
All about the
mosquito
money.
bite on the side of your dog, you're already $200 deep into a bill
and just
before they
like you
even
said,
touch your issue.
depending where you at, you might be $600-700 in
Yeah,
versus your
yeah,
$200. Hey, but Bully FX said vets hate bullies because a lot of bully breeders, because most don't believe in ethics. Hey, I'm gonna tell you my secret, what I do,
I
right?
agree.
When I go into a vet. When I go into a vet, man, I brown nose the shit. Yeah, I look, this boy right here, he's a show dog. Like I act real concerned about this dog right here, and I start showing them pictures. They look, oh wow, oh okay. So when you start changing the outlook of what you do with these dogs to these vets, they start to look at you differently. Now, you're gonna have to brown nose to some of these vets, because they look at your dog and the first thing they think, But some of these vets know when they look at your dog how healthy they look, they know you're doing the right thing off rip. A lot of these
Right.
vets know what you're doing.
yeah.
That dog looks good,
Right. Right.
and you're just the exception to the rule. And that's a good thing when you're being looked at as the exception to the rule, because now you're being treated differently now. You're
Yeah.
being treated with more respect.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I got most of my vets that I use now. I was using them. I used to breed snakes commercially, and I had hundreds of these suckers. So I had to develop relationships through them through dealing with the snakes, and heck, I even taught them a whole lot of stuff because there wasn't not really any of them who were versed like with herpetology whatsoever. So I'm telling them what medicines that I need for my snake and stuff like that before I even got into it with the dogs. So they knew when I was coming to them with the dogs that it was something that I was passionate, I cared about, and but I kind of, like I said, they were uh, relationships just developed over long periods of time of giving these folks my money.
But
A lot of people.
you establish yourself as a professional. That's how they take it.
Yeah, I
Even if
was
it's a
proud of him.
different
All right,
species,
fam.
you're still
Yeah,
establishing it, man. And hey,
yeah.
guys, I'm gonna have to bounce out of here too, man. I was on the road all day. I'm getting tired.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
an old
yeah.
dog.
I'm about to
I'm
Hey,
an
end
if
this.
old
y'all
dog.
before you take off, man, if you ain't never seen Chad Goyle's Yard King Kong Bloodline or Garrett Henshaw's Henshaw Blood, give them a look, man. These dudes have been putting in work for long, long, long time. Their whole pits. I know. Garrett's probably 17 generations deep into his stuff. Chad's like 19 generations deep, and I'm talking about whole pits off of foundations with genetic diversity,
Yeah.
all bred down into what he's making now, man. So
I know
they're
both
really
names. I'm
slept
an
on.
old fart.
Yeah, Chad and Garrett are
Yeah.
my days,
So
man. I always try and give them shouts or try to shout them out wherever, man, because I respect their body of work.
Facts. Hey,
definitely, man.
thank y'all fellas for joining us.
Dude,
I'm about to do my smoke 'em if you got it.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir. And
All right, much love, guys.
Yes,
Much
sir.
love, man.
Thank you,
Yes,
Zachary,
sir.
man, for joining
Yes,
us, man. I
sir.
really appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, you have a wonderful night.
You too.
So, yes, man. Listen, this is what we do this for, man. I don't do this for myself. Yeah, we got I got people on here that don't like me, man, for whatever reason, man. I don't care, man. I don't care if you don't like me, I don't care what your personal feelings are about me, man. I care about this breed. And knowing, as y'all seen people jump on with their biased opinion about me, I really don't care, man. That doesn't move me. I'll just block them and get them out of the way. What I care about is this breed. Do I know everything? No, I do not. Do I have a lot to learn? Yes, I do. You know, will I be more serious about the testing that people are talking about with this breed? Yes, I will be. Yes, I will be. I finally will be, man, because now I know the seriousness of it just by this brief conversation, just by Sucker Free and his conviction on, he definitely opened my eyes today on a lot of the health testing. And that's just to do it, just to get people out of my ear. Seeing what I get, knowing I got healthy dogs over here, but see, just to do it, just to do it, just to get people comfortable, right, with my product. And if it's all about customer service, we should be doing it. We should definitely be doing it. And you're damn right. It is all about making a better American bully, and I do agree with that. And thank you so much for your comments, Sucker Free, man. Definitely enlightening. And we will push that narrative of health testing. We will push it. We will push it. And we will push it hard. Right. And let's get on that. But we can't just throw it up in people's face like that. They're not thinking about it. Like that's the last thing that they're thinking about when they're speaking about confirmation, or they're speaking about confirmation or breed type. So we can't just act like people don't want healthy dogs. You know, um, I definitely don't want a dog that labors. I want a dog that can move around and that can move furniture when it needs to move furniture. Even though I might not agree with the dog moving furniture up in here, but you know what I'm saying? They can get somewhere when they need to get somewhere, you know, and get somewhere when they want to get somewhere. They have that zeal, that look of excitement when they see a ball or when they see a stick. They're ready to knock over everything in the house when they see it. You got to be careful. Don't pick that stick up in here because you already know they're going to knock all the furniture over. So I have dogs like that here. I have dogs like that right here. I've displayed, what my dogs can do, numerous times of what my dogs can do. And even my dog whose finger was pointed at, shots fired, is a very, very active dog. And, but it is what it is. But we're definitely here to push a narrative. And the narrative is a better American bully all around. We're not missing anything out of it. We're not taking anything away from when I'm saying the best American bully that we can breed. We're not taking no pieces away. We're not taking no parts away. We're talking about the whole damn thing as one. All right. So I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation. I'm doing this one for the thugs. I'm calling the people who's doing everything right with this breed the thugs, man. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Doing this for the thugs. Yes, sir.
Light them up, light them up, light them up. Hey, man. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make this platform. My thugs. Yes, sir.
My brother still be alive in the part of me. So I say a prayer for that player. And now I take my fire everywhere I see. It's kinda hard when you're missing your dogs. Another name on the wall to keep taking the fall. That's how we living, dog. That ain't gone before we're 24. Oh, in jail, but y'all don't hear me, no. Is this world about to end? If not, then explain to me how come I'm losing my friends and why I'm living with my kid. And why I'm 50 grand short from getting me a brand new bed. It's kinda hard for the black man. I watched the Million Man Moors for the black men. And through the sun and rain, and low joy and pain. I know we living strange, but we'll maintain. Hey, I'm doing this for the thugs. And the niggas on the corner selling drugs for the thugs. Yes, sir, for the thugs. And the boy down south, much love for the thugs. Yes, sir, for the thugs. And the boys in the city, much love for the thugs. Yes, sir, for the thugs. And my dogs in the grove for the thugs. I got a call from the crib. My dog got killed. Got all my homies in tears and we don't know who the killers is. It could have been the lick. It could have been the hit. I don't know. We stayed in some shit so he put his face on the shirt and shed a tear for the game. Cause it's hard to hide the pain and teach his son better things. And shoot his mama back cause she can use the chain. That's how you ride for your dog. Shit. Right or wrong, take side for your dog. Supposed to die for your dog. Shit. Hard time and gangster living. And got his villain chilling. Trying to stumble across a million soul. When you cry for your dog, hell, I understand, man. I say a prayer to all of y'all. And for the cause. For my motherfucking dogs. Nigga, I'm doing this for the thugs. And the niggas on the corner selling drugs for the thugs. Yes, sir, for the thugs. And the niggas over town selling drugs for the thugs. Yes, sir, for the thugs. And the cash city niggas must love for the thugs. Yes, sir, for the thugs. And my niggas out of goons for the thugs. If it was $100 bill, would you could you ride for me? Start a fight, better yet, would you die for me? Under oath, baby girl, would you lie for me? Get it, got you open fire for me. Now would you cry for me? Turn the trigger, do it down for me. Food stamp if you apply for me. Recertify for me. Can't count, but you'll try for me. Don't do it all for me. Huh? I'm doing this for the thugs. I'm doing this for the thugs. And the niggas on the corner selling drugs for the thugs. Yes, sir, for the thugs. And my niggas out of open lock up for the thugs. Yes, sir, for the thugs. And the boys doing time in the pen for the thugs. Yes, sir, for the thugs. And my dogs out of heist, brothers, suckers, bluffers. We ain't number show numbers.